Hello, hello, Peters. Hello, snooping as usual. I see.
Peters of the world.
Snooping.
What's up?
Snooping around.
We're back doing Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's
We're back doing Kingdom Hearts 3? What do you mean?
We're back doing Kingdom Hearts in general.
In general.
I'm coming to frame.
We're watching Kingdom Hearts Snoozing in Oblivion by Luke's little thumb-sucking brother Joey.
Yeah, this is a video made by my little brother for the purpose of catching us. That's him. For the purpose of catching us up, but it's also available on YouTube to watch.
When I upload this on YouTube, they're not gonna know that that's him because there's no chat replay.
Yeah.
But he was in the chat.
He's
asking
so lovely.
He's asking my uncle.
I just want to pinch his little.
Gotta
cheek.
ask my uncle for
Look
what
at the
he is.
description of the video.
Oh. Okay. Hold on.
That's the whole thing.
Let me see.
Timestamps. Links.
Footage credits.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you want us to do. Okay.
What?
No, he wants me to show the credits. So these are the footage credits for said video. I can also put these in the archived video when we upload this stream to our YouTube, Joey. But
I still didn't really understand, but
he wants me to show the credits.
Cool mouse.
Check the DMs before you start.
We're using his phone as a camera.
So I don't. Cool mouse cursor fam. Yeah, because I.
Oh yeah, but they haven't really seen that.
My mouse cursor? Yeah, they have. It's
well, no, we don't really do. What's it? We don't really do window capture.
Well, not mine. Mostly
from,
yours.
Yeah, from your computer.
But no, yeah, it's a fucking. I downloaded the Galactonite mouse pack.
Is it also in my DMs on Discord? Can I just check?
No, you can't. What I can do, because, hold on.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah, no, I can check my DMs. It doesn't show up on the screen because it's not. Why don't you just watch along, Chase? Or I can also just link you the video. There you go. So, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could screen share on Discord.
No, remember we tried that with Pat during Superstar Saga, and it lagged like hell?
Oh, yeah.
It was not a good idea.
Yeah, we can't
Let's
really
say that I can go on Discord if you want. I want to turn up the volume. What, the video or the... Yeah, I'll just watch along the stream. Yeah, honestly, that's for the best.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, so... After a Punch-Out break, we're back to Kingdom Hearts. And I already want to go back to Punch-Out.
I'll hop in after. Okay. Alright. What the fuck was that?
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, God.
Oh, what? Tell me. Okay.
Oh, no.
There's a window right there.
Oh, God.
And something just dropped from the roof.
It's a bird.
And
it's still alive. I gotta go save it. I'm not even kidding. This is a fucking sign that we shouldn't be playing this game. A bird just dropped dead off my roof.
It's still alive, you said. It's still fucking alive. I should probably go too, honestly. Oh my god, it's screaming. I should just stop. You played the good one. We're seeing this through, kind of, temporarily. He's still talking to me from the other side of the window. How did that even happen? Oh, that poor bird. Kingdom Hearts is killed again. Josh is poking it with his stick. I wish I could film this, but I should not. Film the bird? No. He's shaking his head. He's shaking his head. I think that means it's dead. I think he's just gonna leave it there. But I just heard it screaming. Turn the No, I can't. Was it dead? I heard it yelp.
I think we're gonna postpone this stream for like ever.
He's kidding.
So
I'm not going anywhere. No birds stopping
move
me.
over. Okay, so a bird, and this is weird because this is the second dead bird.
Yeah, I saw a dead bird on my way in. Name the bird.
Up the volume on both you and the video. Fuck the stream! I just experienced something horrifying.
Dead bird?
Yeah, as soon as I walked out, it stopped breathing. Okay, so a bird just dropped from my roof, and I looked outside the window, and it was still, like, opening its beak, like, it was still, like, clearly breathing, but it was, like, it's on its last few breaths, because as soon as I walked out to go, like, check it out, it's gone. It's already gone.
Poor guy. I'm sorry.
I don't know what more proof you need that we shouldn't be doing this.
We have to.
How many birds must die for us to stop?
Dedicate the stream to it. This stream is dedicated.
Guys, you just experienced birds, so what? Watch my video. I just want. You're gonna have to give me a minute. I'm sorry. This is. What do you mean? Turn up the volume? Did you already do that?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the bird for another minute.
Oh, let me read what you just.
How's it? You read it all. Except for Kingdom Hearts is killed again.
Just stop. You played the good one. I really wish I could.
You cannot, though.
Franchise assassination. Kingdom Hearts is killed again. Film the bird. Name the bird.
Young Xehanort. Not old Xehanort.
No.
Young Xehanort. Because it was probably young and pushed out of the nest by its mother.
You got... Guys, you just experienced... Okay. Boring.
We should get into the video.
I need to look at this bird.
Why?
It was just breathing not too long ago!
And eventually you're going to have to get it out of there, too.
I'm not. It's something... No, because we have hawks and owls here. It's going to
rely on them to
Yeah,
pick it
they're
up?
scavengers. What do you mean?
Fair enough.
I mean, they're not full-time scavengers. They're part-time scavengers. But we don't have vultures or shit like that.
You want fucking hawks and shit to be prowling your backyard?
They already do.
You got little animals. Mila.
Mila, they wouldn't fuck with Mila. Mila's like a little above their pay grade.
Sounds like.
I hope the stream caught the sound of the thump it made when it hit the ground.
We should check later. Anyway, video. My little brother, young Joseph, has made us a lovely video to catch us up on the games that we didn't want to play because we need it for the lore. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then.
Wait. Can we say a prayer?
You want to start?
Hey guys, my name's Joe, also known as Joey, sometimes known as Dream Drop Boyfriend 07. Have you been enjoying Kingdom Hearts? Too bad, now you get to watch another one of my stupid videos, except this one's even longer. Today we're going to be covering a lot more than we did the last time, because I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's do a little recap first. First things first, Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favorite games, because I really enjoy the gameplay. It's kind of like Devil May Cry if Devil May Cry sucked. I hope Josh liked it. If not, then he could keep it to his fucking
It's an old
self.
thumbnail.
That Xemnas guy, huh? What a character. By the way, if you haven't figured it out by this point, Xemnas was the secret boss from the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of secrets, when it comes to post-game content, Kingdom Hearts 2 has more going on than 1. Again, I wrote this script before they got up to Kingdom Hearts 2. In fact, they're about to start their third attempt of Infinite Fusion. So let's go off the assumption that they decided challenge is too challenging.
Oh yeah, he made these videos before we had even started Kingdom Hearts 1, I guess. Can you raise the video? Yeah, raise the desktop audio also.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay, you good?
Yep.
Where to begin? Maybe the Paradox Cups. At some point in the game, you could go talk to Hades and have a new set of cups to go after. They're tough. Or at least the last one is, because there are 100 matches in that one. A lot of bosses in there, too. Then there's the old standby, Sephiroth. This time they decided to move on from boy band idols to actual voice actors. Well, That's an interesting
Was it
sword
in
you're
Kingdom Hearts
carrying.
1? Who's the voice actor? We went over this already, but I forgot.
Who cares? But I think
Lance
I don't know.
Bass.
I guess Joey thought we wouldn't do the post game.
Yeah,
because we weren't
yeah.
even doing Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
So
Fair assumption.
yeah.
I see. So that's
I
a
like doing all
keyblade.
bosses.
I mean, it's not great, but it's definitely not. I have to assume you guys did the Portal organization fight thingies, or at least a few of them. They're hard to miss. But what I'm not sure you guys did is the Cavern of Remembrance. It can't be beaten until you fully leveled up your drive forms, which can be a real pain in the ass. But by the end of it, you're given a pretty difficult barrage of nobodies. If you make it past that, you then have the ability to fight all 13 members of the Data Organization. They're supercharged versions of all the organization fights before. If you guys did make it that far, I can't blame you for not beating them all. Time is of the essence after all. If you beat them all, you're given a crown. That's it, really. Now for the plot-relevant secret boss, the equivalent to Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 1, the Lingering Will. If you go back to Disneyland after beating the game, Chip and Dale tell you that a fucking black hole emerged in the throne room. If you go into it, you're transported into a desert area, where there only sits a set of armor holding a keyblade. It thinks you're Xehanort, the last thing anyone wants to be thought of, so he starts attacking. This fight was considered to be the most difficult in the series, up until Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, but maybe you'll see that one for yourself. For good reason too, it's hard as shit. I've never beaten it, never even got close.
He's never beaten it?
I think he has.
Okay. I guess since the main.
Oh yeah.
But there's one
Yeah, I
thing
beat
that
it
helps
too.
people come back to super difficult boss fights. Good music. And this one's got just that. Rage Awakened is my and many others' favorite song in the series. Did you know? The composer for the series, Yoko Shimomura, also composed music for the Mario and Luigi games.
I
If you
knew
beat
that,
it,
actually.
it just goes back to bed. Turns out it's very cranky at this time of day. And after that, that's all there is to talk about. So now we have to go back to the infilling. It's what I'm best at. But I need to give you a fair warning.
Sexually
You won't be making it out of this one the person you were before. This will be the order of which I'll be tackling the games. I know it's a bit unorthodox. If you got a problem with it, here's my phone number. We could talk it out like adults.
Is that actually his phone number?
Can we call it?
Got a problem with it? Here's my phone.
You fucking cheated, idiot.
We shouldn't call it. I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Beating games, easy bosses really makes idiots mad. What are you doing?
I'm looking up the phone number.
Joe's probably really mad.
Is he really? You think he's really mad? Why?
Because
Joe,
we're
you
stopping
mad?
the video to call this number.
Joe, you mad?
Final Fantasy 14 forums? Is that the Square Enix hotline or whatever?
Joe, explain.
Just call the number.
I can't.
Why?
What if it's spam?
Congratulations.
I'm not gonna do it.
Number. We could talk it out like adults.
Someone would cut in half, I assume, because of the...
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep was a game released on the PSP in 2010, but real fans know that it was actually released in the human subconscious around the dawn of time. This game is the most important one in the series. Without Birth by Sleep, there is no Kingdom Hearts. It's the glue that holds the series together. It's a shame that it's expired Elmer's glue. The game received very positive reviews on release, and I used to think it was one of my favorites. But then I played 2 again after a while and opinions changed. The big gimmick of this one is that there are 3 story modes, and I wish I could say that they're short, but the total cutscene time in Chain of Memories with both story modes was 3 hours. This game has 6 hours. Here goes. It takes place 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1. These 3 idiots are talking about friendship and perhaps sea salt ice cream. These 3
Those
idiots
things
meaning
again.
Terra, a potential candidate for the world's smallest brain. You'll see why later. Aqua, the one with very little personality outside of being the mother figure of the group. And Ventus. I can explain later. Ventus is voiced by Jesse McCartney, like with Roxas, and the voice actors for Terra and Aqua got better in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, it's really
Did
weird.
you know?
It's really weird that, like,
Well-
they use the same face and the same voice actor, but they didn't explain why until like 4 years later, why they were the same character and the same voice actor. And
Oh, I was right, it is the Square Enix hotline.
okay, good.
In the 2.5 re-release of Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas's voice clips in battle are changed from the original. I suppose they figured the new ones were more fitting. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I kinda like the old ones. Not enough to care, though.
Hey, what are you laughing at?
I can't help it. You two would make the weirdest brothers.
What does that even mean? Anyway, tomorrow, Terra and Aqua are gonna have their Keyblade Mark of Mastery exam, so they practice a little bit. It's a tutorial. It's here that we see some of the main differences in the combat system from previous games. The command menu is a thing of the past. Now we have the command deck. Basically, from the pause menu, you could add moves, spells, and items to a queue of sorts. If you use a move or a spell, there's a bit of cooldown time before you could use it again.
Oh.
There's no MP or anything. On top of that, there's also now this epic thing called shot lock.
I've played games like Xenoblade Chronicles has like a similar thing where like you can use special attacks, but they have a cooldown time, but you can still use like your main like just regular attack. I play. This isn't a bad system. Like other games, other action RPGs have a very similar thing.
There's no MP or anything. On top of that, there's also now this epic thing called shot lock. You press the shoulder buttons to go into this targeting mode, and if you target stuff good, you hit good. You can have certain different shot lock moves equipped throughout the game, so look out for those. Shot locking comes
like
back
Xenoblade.
in Kingdom Hearts 3, so be ready for that.
Maybe
The
that was
following
a
day,
bad
the Mark of
comparison, but,
Mastery
like,
has
the
come,
in terms of the
and Terra
special
and
moves
Aqua's
are like charging.
What the combat system for this in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've never played another game like this, but this system is fine. I don't know.
No, you don't understand. It's bad. Oh, I'm sure it's bad, but like it's not an It's not. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's different, but it's not necessarily bad. You know, I like waiting to cool. Whatever.
3, so be ready for that. The following day, the Mark of Mastery has come, and Terra and Aqua seem to be ready. The test is given out by Master Ericus, who's voiced by Mark Hamill. He's a father figure towards the three of them. Sitting in on the test is... Wait a minute. Could it be? Has the time come? Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Scala ad Caelum, weighing in at 136 pounds, he wears the void like he wears that jacket. Give it up for the hunchback, fresh prince of darkness, Master Xehanort!
Very good.
But no one knows he's evil just yet.
Wonder where he got
Everyone thinks he's
135
just a
pounds
wise old sage passing down his wisdom. He's voiced by Christopher Lloyd, I mean Leonard Nimoy. Jeez, he's cursed. Anyway, we get right to the action and the exam begins. The test consists of smacking some balls around. Is that all it takes?
By the way, this is, I don't know if you heard, this is the Mark of Mastery exam.
Yes.
This is how you become a master Keyblade wielder by whacking.
Oh, so now we're up to the part where anyone can be a Keyblade master if they have the proper training.
Well, yeah, but this is a prequel. So it was like that.
But then why is Sora considered the only Keyblade master?
He's not a Keyblade master. They never called him. He's a Keyblade wielder.
So these guys are going to become Keyblade masters.
Whichever one of them passes.
And Keyblade masters,
There's no real difference, it seems like.
Can you only become like a Keyblade wielder if you have like a strong enough heart?
I don't know how it works. I really don't.
Honestly, it's not the worst part of BBS combat. Alright.
You think I could be a Keyblade Master? Xehanort decides he doesn't like this shit either and turns them into Dark Balls. Ericus is pretty incompetent as a teacher because Ventus just jumps in and helps them, even though he's not taking the test. They get through that hardship and they move on to the next and final trial.
I knew this would happen.
Sorry. Come here.
She really wants to talk about Kingdom Hearts with us.
Wait, just real quick for the camera. I'm so sorry.
A little four-leaf clover dropped from her butt.
Oh, little bud. Yeah, okay.
They must fight to the death. The last one standing is labeled a Keyblade Master. It reminds me of Ericus's exam when he was becoming a Keyblade Master. Nah, I'm just pranking you. No one dies in Kingdom Hearts. They have a friendly little no-consequence baby match. But Terra starts losing and activates Ultimate Goo Goo Gaga mode. That gets him disqualified and Aqua gains the mark. Terra goes to sulk about how darkness is bad and so is he, and Xehanort comes out to say that Ericus is a doo-doo head. and that he sees Terra as the true master because the darkness is nothing to fear. He tells him that darkness shouldn't be dismissed, but rather utilized to his advantage. Ventus is hanging out in his room, swinging a fake Keyblade even though he has a perfectly good real one, when this weird weirdo appears to taunt him. Ventus asks who he is, and he replies, "I'm you, but Sora." What? And then he teleports away. Ericus gives Terra and Aqua a mission after getting off a steamy phone call with Yen Sid. Apparently this new threat called the Unversed is threatening the Princess of Hearts in their homeworlds. They feed off negativity, so that's how you know there's some messed up guy.
I'm sorry. So they took a test, and Xehanort is like one of the Keyblade masters of like this like world that they're in. Like he's one of like the two like senseis of Keyblade wielding. Ericus was giving a test to Terra and Aqua because they're ready, not Ventus. And then Xehanort was like, "Oh, we gotta make this test harder." And then he turns the balls into dark balls and makes them fight each other.
No. The fighting each other was also part of the exam.
Okay.
The only part that Xehanort manipulated was the dark balls for some reason. I guess to give them an excuse that Ventus could be involved in the fight, but it's not a good excuse, you know.
So what was that clip of Xehanort attacking Ericus?
That is a flashback that you see later in the game that I think Joey will talk about, and if not, we'll discuss it.
Pretty weird how the only existing Keyblade wielders from core cast, like there's these guys, Mickey, Sora, Riku, and Kairi. I'm sure mobile games ending will explain. Xehanort made it harder. Secretly, Ericus doesn't
Guys.
know. Okay.
He sends them on their way, but
Ericus
also pulls Aqua aside for a second to ask her to make sure the Terra doesn't get too dark, you feel me? That second he had her pulled to the side was just enough time for everything to go wrong. Ventus catches a whiff of Terra leaving and gives chase. After catching up with him, Terra's like, shut up a second. Watch this shit. And he touches his armor and turns on super mode, and then he opens a portal to Sleeping Beauty and drives right into it. And then he turns into a dinosaur. Ventus realizes that he also has a piece of armor and touches it. And then he turns into a dragon. What if you rolled onto it in your sleep? He went into a portal, but it took him to Snow White instead. Ericus gets panicked from this and tells Aqua to get Ventus home safe, so now it's Aqua's turn to be epic. Time to dig around in Disney Worlds for 12 years.
They're
Unfortunately, this time a lot of them tie into the main story, so I have to talk about them in a bit more detail. Not too much, though. Let's start with Terra in Sleeping Beauty. He meets up with Maleficent, who very easily tricks him into doing her bidding.
In your heart, there is darkness just waiting to be awakened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He extracts Aurora's heart.
How could I do this?
Ventus eventually gets to Cinderella.
Oh, how interesting. I've never seen a mouse like you before.
It's called a twink, ma'am. Okay, so if I clip the funny moments like I did with the last two games, we'd be here for an eternity. So I gotta pick and choose. Starting with these.
Lady Tremaine. I'd better pay her a visit.
This is what happens when you go against my wishes.
Wait,
The
they
darkness
burned
in
a
their hearts
lot.
overtook them.
Stop lying!
Might have to read that.
The darkness in their hearts overtook them.
No, Aqua, they just died in a fucking explosion. 3 lives were just lost.
Stop lying!
See for yourself all the powers of hell!
Okay, so after a while, Terra's cruising around space looking for some alien babes, when he's telepathically told by Xehanort to meet at the desert world that is from a Disney movie. They meet, and Xehanort tells Terra to be wary of a boy in a mask named Vanitas, as he is the one who controls the Unversed. As it turns out, Xehanort initially trained Ventus, but the darkness in the lad's heart was getting to be too much, so he extracted it, thus creating Vanitas. Xehanort instructs him to go to Radiant Garden, as that's where he predicts Vanitas will strike next. Meanwhile, Vanitas flies in front of Ventus and lures him to the Desert World from Desert World 2, a Disney movie. There they do battle, after Vanitas taunts Ventus about Terra being a different person once this whole ordeal is over. Vanitas is wiping the floor with Ventus and is about to kill him, but everyone's favorite mouse in training appears to save the day, and then they beat him up and he retreats.
Oh,
the two have a little chat, and Mickey shows that he's been getting around with the Star Shard. But it doesn't really work great, It just kicks in whenever it feels like it. Speaking of which, it kicks in, teleporting Ventus to Radiant Garden. He explores around before running into 2 guards, alias...
So this is what I think. This is when Mickey is apprenticing under Yensid, because it takes place obviously years before Kingdom Hearts 1. There's something else I wanted to say. Oh, the star thing. Whatever he had is very stupid.
Wait.
And you'll see why.
Wait, hold on.
Whatever what is that star item that he just had?
The Star Shard.
It just randomly teleports him around for plot convenience.
That's really stupid.
Yeah.
But okay, so Terra is kind of like Riku, where he has a little bit of darkness in him.
Yes, very much so.
And he's being manipulated, kind of like how Maleficent did to Riku.
But
this is
by
by
Xehanort. Yeah, baby, he's in there.
Is the reason why Vanitas kind of looks like a Power Ranger is because they have Power Ranger outfits?
No, there's no real reason. It's just he has a dome.
The Lingering Will is just Terra
face,
right?
The Lingering Will is Terra's armor.
Yeah, it's Terra's armor
with a cape. With a cape.
Yeah, I figure I remembered that they have like Power Ranger forms, and I figured that the tallest one would be Terra.
Yeah.
But it might not actually be Terra. It might be Terra's will, because I don't know what happened to him yet. Okay. Wait. Sorry. So Terra goes to fight the Unversed because Ericus told him to. Because why?
Wait, say that again. I was too busy looking at your dog.
Ericus told Terra to go fight the Unversed. Why?
Ericus didn't tell Terra to... I think Terra just fucked off. I don't think he told Ericus. And then Ventus went off to chase Ericus, and then...
Because he was worried about him.
Ventus went to chase Terra because he was worried about him. And
then Aqua being
is
the new
sent
master.
by Ericus.
Yeah, because she's a new master.
Yes. Terra is Riku. Ventus is Sora. Aqua is Kairi. Yes, it's very poetic, Nomura. We love it. Keep it up.
Terra means earth, and so does Riku. Sora means sky. Ventus means wind. Aqua is okay.
That's stupid.
I have a question.
I definitely don't have an answer, but
so Terra, I thought he sent Terra to go fight the Unversed because they were a threat, and he wanted to prove himself to be a Keyblade Master or something.
They were both there. I think did that meeting happen before they took the Mark of Mastery exam?
I think it was after. It was after.
I forget, but I think the
Unversed
Unversed
told Terra and Aqua to fight the Unversed because they're a threat to the princesses.
But then Terra just kind of ran away after having a conversation with Xehanort. Come back into frame. Your dog is in frame, but not you.
Reporting Ventus to Radiant Garden. He explores around before running into 2 guards, Alias and Dylan. Look familiar? A big ol' Unversed shows up, and Ventus gives chase. The other 2 do as well before being stopped by Evan, who has a real shit-eating grin in this game. Aqua sees Terra on his way to Radiant Garden and follows him because they all need to be at Radiant Garden, okay? After Terra lets Merlin borrow his Winnie the Pooh book in exchange for a kiss, he sees another big ol' Unversed. Ventus is chasing after his own big boy and saves Scrooge from it. In exchange, Scrooge gives Ventus 3 lifetime passes to Disney Town, okay? After making a detour and reading Merlin's copy of Winnie the Pooh in exchange for a kiss, he continues to chase the big...
I need to watch this again.
That's way too far!
Familiar?
Ventus holds it like a fucking knife.
Yeah, he holds it, the reverse way. I kind of dig it.
He didn't run away, he just left first. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
He just left first, and then Ventus was like, "Wait, you can't go!" Even though Terra needs to go.
But it was directly after a dramatic conversation with Xehanort, right? I didn't just make it up.
No, Xehanort comforted Terra after he lost the Mark of the Mastery, and he was like, darkness you shouldn't be afraid of darkness. Darkness is actually really cool if you know how to use it right. I should make these videos.
Exactly.
A big ol' Unversed shows up, and Ventus gives chase. The other 2 do as well before being stopped by Evan, who has a real shit-eating grin in this game. Aqua sees Terra on his way to Radiant Garden and follows him because they all need to be at Radiant Garden, okay? After Terra lets Merlin borrow his Winnie the Pooh book in exchange for a kiss, he sees...
Wait, Terra has the Winnie the Pooh book?
Just watch this! Why do you have to pause it?
He's another big ol'
No,
Unversed.
Merlin still has it.
Ventus is chasing after his own big boy and saves Scrooge from it. In exchange, Scrooge gives Ventus 3 lifetime passes to Disney Town, okay? After making a detour and reading Merlin's copy of Winnie the Pooh in exchange for a kiss, He continues to chase the big fella. Aqua makes it to the big city and goes towards the castle in search of Terra. There, she sees a young girl being chased by an unversed. Nikki also caught this and is on the job with Aqua. After beating them, Aqua comments on how she could feel immense light emanating from this little girl. I'm sure you could tell, but that's Kyrie. Before you know it, Nikki's Star Shard kicks in and he's gone. Aqua casts a spell on Kyrie so that she'll always remember the debt she owes to Aqua for saving her. Then she's distracted by a third big boy and gives chase. All their chases lead to the same place. It's looking to be a 3v3. They finish the last piece off in style, and then they talk about how cool they are together and how awesome friendship is. Ventus gives Terra and Aqua the other 2 passes to Disneytown.
He said to take 2 grown-ups.
Why did he deliver that like a toddler?
Yeah.
You mean us?
Oh, Ven, you know that we're both 13 years old? Then they get into a fight about who's gonna go first. Terra demands he goes first.
Terra!
Just stay put.
He's taking the shortcut while monologuing about how Xehanort is the only person he could trust, when suddenly he's stopped by pre-nobody Xigbar, aka Braig. He has Xehanort captive. Uh-oh. He's holding him ransom for a Keyblade because he really wants one, apparently. Terra's having a hard time holding back his inner demons against Braig because he's in love with Xehanort. He shoots a ball of darkness at him and gives him a scar, and also has the weird side effect of explaining why he has an eye patch later on. Anakin is ashamed of himself at first, but Palpatine reassures him that using the dark can get him laid, telling him that he truly is the one that should have been named Jedi Master, and not Aqua. He sends him off, calling him Master Terra, before shining the evilest evil smile you've ever seen in your life.
Not.
And Terra's loving it. Ventus is going after
definitely
Terra, but
wasn't
first
it.
helps out our next piece of lore, Ienzo. Zexion is a little boy. Doesn't smell quite as bad yet. Evan comes to take him back to the castle and instructs Ventus on where to find Terra. He catches up with him, tries to get him to let him tag along. He says no and...
I'm sorry, is this the castle? Is this the castle before it became the world that never was?
No, this is Hollow Bastion, or
Right, because that's
before
where
when it was called Radiant Garden.
Okay. So Ansem the Wise worked in Radiant Garden
Yeah,
Castle.
he's here somewhere.
And his apprentices, that's where all these guys are.
Yep.
They're all apprentices. And this is before Xehanort, I guess, turned back into a...
Yeah, as far yes, there's another Xehanort that you know.
Yes.
But you don't know how the link is.
Yes, I understand, and I think I have a pretty good idea.
What is it? Say it.
Terra and Xehanort, they kind of love each other. They kind of just eat each other. I don't know how it happens, but I think something happens where he sucks the life out of him and he becomes young again. I don't fucking know. This is Radiant Garden. Just watch. I have a lot of there's a lot going on here. You can't just tell me that
Terra didn't run away. He left first. Ventus has just spoken to Vanitas, got him spooked to run. Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So he didn't.
Leaves. Why did I put this in the script?
I need to watch that
Tries
again.
to get him, take him back to the castle and instructs Ventus on where to find Terra. He catches up with him, tries to get him to let him tag along. He says no and leaves. Why did I put this in the script? Aqua runs into Vanitas and they duke it out. She beats him and tries to unmask him, but she's thrown off by the best evil laugh Haley Joel Osment could make. And then he leaves. Then Ventus catches up with her and tries to get her to let him tag along. She says no and leaves. Why did I put this in the script? Ventus starts crying about having shitty friends that don't want him to get hurt, when he's distracted by even more lore, Isa and Lee. Lee immediately challenges Ventus to a friendly fight for no reason. Lee loses and Isa pokes fun at him. Do I have Stockholm Syndrome, or is this kind of a cute moment? They leave, and Lee now has 2 friends
That's
that look
obviously
identical.
Axel. Yeah, that's
Braig's a bit
Cyanus,
upset that he lost an
really?
eye during the fight, so he's getting revenge, as you could see. Xehanort puts a Keyblade at his throat, so that's the end of that conflict.
Wait, actually,
Xehanort
hold
says
on.
if... As you
Did he
can
just
see.
shoot him and he was taking
Braig's
it?
a bit upset that he lost an eye during the
He's
fight,
so
he's
powerful!
getting revenge, as you could see. Identical.
Xehanort?
Yeah.
Braig's a bit upset that he lost an eye during the fight, so he's getting revenge, as you could see. Xehanort puts a Keyblade at his throat, so that's the end of that conflict. Xehanort says if they get through this, he'll give Braig his Keyblade. That's generous. Terra finally makes it to Disneytown and walks in the middle of the road because he wanted to pull some insurance fraud. It wasn't cheap getting here, you know. He almost gets run over by Pete, but didn't get hit. In retaliation, he destroys Pete's car and then he just leaves. Law at Disneytown is quite incompetent, so they throw Pete in jail for this. And by jail, I mean the realm of darkness. Don't worry, though. Maleficent bails him out on the condition that he joins her in her conquest to be supreme ruler of the Omniverse. Ventus gets to Olympus
That's
and
how
sees
that
Skinny
happens.
Hercules, as well as Zack from Final Fantasy VII. Ditto. Fast forward to Terra being there, and Hades turned him into Darkman. But it's okay, Terra beat the shit out of him. Fast forward again to Aqua being there, and she fights Hades. And by that I mean the Ice Giant. Then Zack asks her out on a date, and she doesn't know how to respond because she's a character from Kingdom Hearts. Now we're in Neverland. Yippee!
Guess when I sat down to rest, I must have fallen asleep.
But where'd you come from?
Well, you see...
You ever heard of Union Cross? Captain Hook tricks Terra into guarding the treasure by saying there's light in the box and Peter Pan is dark and wants the light box. It works beautifully because Terra's dumb as a stump.
Are you Peter Pan?
That's me!
The light is not yours to take.
Now what is this?
Pirate treasure, of course. Jewels, doubloons, you know, the usual stuff.
I've been guarding a pile of loot?
Boy, you sure cut that monster down to size.
Oh god, they're wearing.
This game is too much.
Shh. That's really good. Also, I don't remember those characters at all.
They're the what's it called? The Lost Boys?
Lost Boys. How old are our three main guys, by the way?
The three main characters?
Yeah.
I think Joe said they were 13. I don't know if that's
They're
serious.
13?
I think they might be 15.
No fucking way. Can you look at this?
Yeah, I guess.
They can't be 13. Fucking why does Aqua sound like a fucking 30-year-old mom?
That's a great question.
She's 13? No, that's not why Pete got banished. That's why Pete got banished to another dimension. Oh, why did he get banished then? For, oh, right, because he was using the power of darkness.
Is that what they said?
Or something, I don't know. He got banished for being bad.
It says that she's either 18 or 20 in this
Terra's
game.
19, Aqua's 18, Ventus is 16.
Oh.
Terra and Aqua are like 18, Ven is supposed to be like 12 or 13.
Okay, got it.
Also, isn't this whole game just them trying to find each other? They find each other and then split up and they have to find each other again?
They're not trying to find each other, I think.
That's how Zack once described this to me.
Ventus is trying to find Aqua and Terra, but they keep telling him to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then Aqua and Terra are fighting the Unversed, but Ventus is also just fighting the Unversed.
Cool.
I've been guarding a pile of loot?
Boy, you sure cut that monster down to size.
This game's too much.
Why does he do that?
Is that real?
It can't be real. No, it's stupid. He made a stink at it in a word ceremony. That's why he got banished.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Does Joe not show that?
Yeah, you know he does. We just were talking over it.
Cannon fire? Where's it coming from?
A cannon? Anyway, Captain Hook dies and the Lost Boys get a chest to put all the things they treasure most in. Ventus puts in his toy sword because he don't need that no more. But then Vanitas snaps it in half and Aqua didn't like that one bit and kills him. But not really though. Ventus gets to Yen Sid Tower by accident. It meets everyone's favorite two half-pints. It's there that they figure out that the rat's in danger. Meanwhile, Terra gets to Destiny Islands by accident. There he sees baby Sora and Riku, and he bequeaths the Keyblade to Riku for no reason at all. Meanwhile, I got sucked into writing this shitty script by accident. Ventus finds Mickey unconscious.
What?
Meanwhile, I got sucked.
Sometimes pee comes out of my nose. It smells really bad, but whenever I have a stuffy nose, it can be kind of helpful. I just wish I didn't smell so bad.
One time, I thought we were reading simultaneously. One time,
Why?
my friend saw it happen. I didn't want to tell him, so I hit him in the arm. If you're reading this, I'm sorry, Gerald. I think that's
Sucked
true.
into writing this shitty script by accident. Ventus finds Mickey unconscious on the floor, but waiting for him there is Zed.
Apparently, Minnie banished Pete to Shadow Realm.
Yes, that does happen.
What?
Xehanort. I guess he beat up the mouse.
Joe's
They lock
talking about
eyes
it,
for
I'll
a
stroke
second,
that.
but then Ventus gets a headache and he starts to remember stuff. You see, Xehanort didn't train Ventus just for the sake of making him stronger. Ventus used to have a lot of darkness in him. We've gone over this. It was extracted, creating Vanitas. But this wasn't something that was done because he had to. Xehanort's main goal is to unlock Kingdom Hearts. How do you do that? You need the ultimate Keyblade. Or at least it's one of the most important ingredients. The others will show themselves soon. How do you make such a key? A union between a heart of pure light and a heart of pure darkness. Xehanort trained Ventus because if he managed to tap into his powers of darkness, this key would be forged. But Ventus couldn't utilize the darkness in his heart, and so Xehanort resorted to creating Vanitas, and waiting for Ventus to grow stronger so they could reunite, and create the all-powerful Keyblade. No, not the Keyblade, dumbass, the Keyblade. The Greek letter for chi or kai. But we're not gonna pronounce it that way, are we clear? You think these writers don't know what they're doing? Xehanort says flat out that it could be pronounced differently.
Key, the most ancient word. Some say kai, but the meaning is the same.
But we're gonna pronounce it key. And if you're wondering why, well, the answer is simple. You see, Death Stranding is a game by Kojima Productions released in 2019. It received very mixed reception upon release due to its unique gameplay style. It is a racing game. Anyway, Xehanort sends Ventus off to see Ericus before calling his side hoe, Terra. He tells him that Ventus is gonna try to fight Ericus to learn the truth about his origins. He leaves quickly to catch up. Everything is going extremely according to plan for Xehanort. Ventus goes back home and confronts Ericus on keeping the truth about his origins from him. This triggers a flashback to a conversation between him and Xehanort, where he says he wants the Keyblade Forge to trigger a Keyblade War. There was a war centuries ago, but very little was recorded from it, as not too many people lived to tell the tale. Hence why there are only a handful of people that can use the Keyblade. But one of the few scraps of information was that an all-encompassing light was triggered from it, the likes of which Kingdom Hearts has never seen. This intrigues Xehanort to no end for some reason. He thinks that the ruin that would be caused by another Keyblade War could bring about a wonderful age. A Keyblade Renaissance, if you will. After all, ruin brings creation, does it not? Anyway, back to the present, Ericus says he needs to kill Ventus so that Xehanort cannot have his way. He's about to limit this character design quantity back to...
What? His master is gonna kill him?
We need to go over that again. Okay, so how much of that did you get?
So, yeah, Xehanort wants to start a Keyblade War just like the one 100 years ago because he thinks that there'll be like a reconstruction period after, because I guess he thinks the world is bad for some reason. He wants to make it better by starting a war of Keyblades, and he needs the Keyblade to do it.
Yeah.
And the only way to do it is to because I guess he saw potential in Ventus. He saw a good balance of light and darkness, but he couldn't use the darkness, so he split his darkness into another being called Vanitas, and then Vanitas died, or rather, no, he's not dead. And he told Ventus that this was the plan, but it wasn't. But he didn't say it was Ventus's.
Who? What?
Xehanort told Ventus that was Ventus's purpose, and I guess he went to confront Ericus about it, even though it's Xehanort's plan?
Yeah, because Xehanort brought Ventus to Ericus to train him after the fact, knowing what happened.
Wait, who brought... Xehanort brought Ventus to Ericus to train him to be a Keyblade Master so he can... to further his plan.
To create the Keyblade.
To create the Keyblade.
Because he needs Ventus and Vanitas to fight in order to make the Keyblade.
So then why does Ventus... what the fuck? Why did Ventus go back to Ericus when Ericus had no idea?
Ericus knew. It seemed as though Ericus was complicit. Like, he knew the history of what happened with Vanitas and how he got split into... I mean, I'm sorry.
Ventus split between Ventus and Vanitas.
And then took him and trained him anyway without telling him his origins. God. So it seems. And now he's trying to kill him so that...
Time of birth by sleep, Xehanort's reason for wanting to do what he's doing to see what happens.
Yeah, basically.
Or they say it's in birth by sleep, why he wants to do it beyond it being interesting.
Yeah.
The report says he wants to bring balance. He says ruin brings creation, but that's it. But he doesn't say creation.
This is Xehanort.
Sure. Xehanort transported Ventus to Ericus against his will. Okay.
Oh, okay, we missed that. Oh, yeah, from the Keyblade graveyard.
Yeah, and then I guess...
So maybe Ericus didn't know? I forget exactly.
So, well, then why is... Wait, hold on, I gotta back up.
But regardless...
Why does Ventus get angry at Ericus? Why didn't you tell me my purpose or something?
I don't know. Let's let Joey explain again.
Xehanort, yeah.
But this conversation happened beforehand. That's why Joey had the fucking...
Oh, so Ericus was complicit.
I guess so.
And Ventus...
I forget exactly what...
Ventus got mad because Ericus knew, and because Xehanort told Ventus that Ericus knew, And then when Ventus went to confront Ericus, Ericus was like, oh man, this was Xehanort's ultimate plan. I gotta stop him. I gotta kill Ventus once and for all. Right?
Ericus knew but didn't tell Ventus.
Ventus
and then wanted to kill him, even though he knew what his plan was for years?
Yeah, or he didn't know. Well, no, he knew. There was a flashback. He knew all along.
I guess so. Yeah, he said it like...
I never thought Xehanort would actually go through with it. Now I gotta kill this kid.
Let's keep watching.
Wait, Ericus is trying to keep him from it. Ericus knows, but he doesn't agree. Okay.
Wonderful age. A Keyblade renaissance, if you will. After all, ruin brings creation, does it not? Anyway, back to the present, Ericus says he needs to kill Ventus so that Xehanort cannot have his way. He's about to limit this character design quantity back to 1, but Terra comes in at the last second. Ericus says, well, I guess I gotta kill 2 boys today, and cries about it for a second. But enough of that pussy shit, time to kill someone that I view as my own son. Terra lets loose his inner demons to clash against Ericus's outer demons. He spawns a portal for Ventus to go through, but wait a minute. Why do they even need the fucking space mobiles if they can teleport? Oh, whatever.
No,
Terra beats Ericus and they have a little moment. Ericus says maybe he was wrong, and honestly he was just pissed off today and needed to take it out on someone. But before that can end, he's shot by Xehanort. He basically just mocks Terra for being a dumbass and then destroys the place. Terra says, suck my cock, Xehanort. He says they'll meet at the Keyblade graveyard, where the original Keyblade War was fought. Ventus is told the same thing by Vanitas at Destiny Islands, which is where he is, apparently. Aqua spots Mickey floating around in space and brings him to Yen Sid's. She's given the news about Ericus and told by him to meet the other 2 at the yard. It's finally time to end this shit. Aqua meets up with Terra to ask him if he killed Ericus. He says, yeah, kinda. I didn't land the killing blow, but I did most of the work. We still cool? But before she could say yes, Ventus appears. He gives them the skinny on how he's a tool to create the Keyblade, and tells them to kill him because he doesn't want to be a Keyblade. Uh-oh, bad boy alert. Here comes Xehanort and Vanitas. He gives an evil speech and then they
So
enter.
Vanitas has been working for Xehanort the whole time. Like he wasn't just he wasn't just like Ventus's like evil half that just like went and fucked about.
He wasn't Sephiroth.
He wasn't like just going around creating darkness unversed. He was working for Xehanort the whole time.
Yeah. Like, where'd you get the darkness unversed?
Because he's the dark half of Ventus, and he's going around creating unversed, I guess.
Did they say that already?
Yeah. He's the cause of the unversed. Not Xehanort, Vanitas. And now that he has to kill him.
Okay.
Wait, let me go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
You can keep watching, honestly.
I'm gonna wait for you.
What are you gonna do?
You're just going to pee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll... Mila, go see! The series sucks. How many birds must die before you guys are quenched? Speaking of quenched. One day, we're gonna get Tetsuya Nomura to come on here. We're gonna do an interview with him, but we're not gonna ask him any like questions. We're just gonna about Kingdom Hearts. It's all gonna be personal questions like who hurt you? Any questions? Not really. I don't know. I'm just mentally exhausted already. Jeez. Yeah. No, I'm good. Oh god. Fuck my big butt. Hope this game isn't as long as 2. Is this game as long as 2?
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You played it.
It's a big old RPG.
Okay.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The battle begins. Terra charges, but oh no, Xehanort did whatever the fuck that was. Vanitas starts riding on keyblades. I mean, what else are you gonna do with those things? It fucks everyone up, and this fight's already not looking too good. Xehanort's got Ventus, and he freezes him. It kind of looks like he's trying to kill Ventus. Doesn't he need him? No matter. Aqua catches him. Clouds clear up, revealing the one and only Kingdom Hearts. Terra gets to the top to face off against the two alone. Meanwhile, Braig comes in to fight Aqua. His eye's a nice shade of Xehanort now.
Oh, so this kiddo thinks he's a full-fledged Keyblade wielder. He's got the angry look down. Of all the faces, why do I look at her and see yours? Why is it that you always have to glare at me like that?
Oh.
Shut up!
Xehanort sends Vanitas down to kill Aqua and forge the
that
key.
was after. That was their first time they met. Ventus and Braig.
Yes.
And then they show the scene of Roxas fighting.
That was Xion fighting.
Why does Xion remind him of Ventus?
Because she's Sora?
But wouldn't Roxas remind you of Ventus because he looks exactly the same?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm already getting... It's shorter than 2? Good.
Blade. Terra starts letting the darkness take hold and says with gritted teeth, "This cock isn't gonna suck itself, Xehanort." Braig retreats, because apparently his job was just to buy time. And then Vanitas sticks the fucking landing, knocked her the fuck out. He's gonna finish the job, but the rage in Ventus thawed him. Then he kind of kills him? He says his body is about to perish, so I guess so. He sheds his mask to reveal...
You and I will have to join together.
Look, I can explain.
Okay.
You see, Breath of the Wild is quite possibly one of the most critically acclaimed games ever, but I don't see the hype too much. In this video essay, he pins Ventus down with Unversed, because remember, he controls them.
I like
And
this
then
little
to
gimmick
complete
where
the
Joey
union,
just
he
starts
just,
new
he just
videos.
enters Unversed, because remember,
Just do the
he
intro
controls
for a
them.
new video.
Oh my god. Roxas sees some fucked up black-haired Kyrie.
What? Oh, Xion.
Most people see no face and no hood. Zigbar saw Ventus.
And then to complete the union, he just enters Ventus.
Wait, what?
Is quite possibly one of the most critically acclaimed games ever, but I don't see the hype too much. In this video essay, he pins Ventus down with Unversed, because remember, he controls them. And then to complete the union, he just enters Ventus. Terra beats up Xehanort, and he collapses on the ground, but looks like it's too late. The Keyblade fire pillar is already happening. Now Xehanort only has one thing left to do. He pierces his heart with his Keyblade, and by that I mean it starts floating around in him. What a budget. His heart is extracted and his motives are all but clear now. He's going to take Terra's body.
I swore I would survive, and be there to see what awaited beyond the Keyblade War.
Is that Leonard Nimoy?
And now it is your darkness that shall be the art that sustains me!
Mickey wakes up Aqua from getting Vanitas. She finds Ventus intact. Looks like everything's gonna be okay. But hold on, what's that giant fucking Keyblade he's holding? Could it be the Keyblade? It's Vanitas. He's assumed control of Ventus's body and now has the Keyblade. Ruh-roh, he's got 2 voice actors voicing him, Vegito style. Sucks that they're not very good at it. They're going really slow.
This Keyblade will open a door, one that leads to all worlds. Then, Keyblade-bearing warriors will flock here from each and every one of them to battle for the light within Kingdom Hearts. And just like the legend says, the Keyblade War will begin.
Shut up! I'm sick of your nonsense.
My thoughts exactly, Aqua. Meanwhile...
Okay, that's what I figured.
But it was against his will.
This heart belongs again to darkness. All worlds begin in darkness.
and also end. The heart.
Who are you talking to? Again, I must bring up the Japanese dub. It's just better. What can I say? None of the bullshit is in here. Here, look.
心は闇に帰った。世界は闇に始まり、闇に終わる。心も同じだ。心に芽生えた小さな闇が、やがて心のすべてを飲み込む。それが心のあるべき姿。あらゆる心は闇に帰るべきなのだよ。
What's he gonna say now?
何？思念となってなお逆らい、とどまろうというのか。
Oh, that's the lingering will.
Yeah. This is not the real song that plays during the
Ventus
fight.
is trapped in his own heart with Vanitas. It turns out the Keyblade isn't fully forged yet because Ventus isn't really into it. Ventus decides he'll sacrifice his own heart to destroy.
Also, that was really cute, Joey. I just wanna let you know that. And Awkward, genuinely two of the worst voice actors ever.
They really are. They're so bad.
So the lingering will. So Terra's body's been taken over, but his soul is now in his armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that becomes a super boss.
Yeah.
That I destroy, by the way.
Wait, the plan was to have a Keyblade war, but where the fuck are the other Keyblade welders? Like, we don't know any other wielders besides the main character.
We have to forge the Keyblade!
Hey man, it worked!
Boy, both the Keyblade and Vanitas.
It's always about your friends, isn't it? At least I have.
It's his own heart to destroy both the Keyblade and Vanitas.
It's always about your friends, isn't it? At least I have some.
That'd be true enough.
Xehanort won't shut the fuck up, saying,
Yield! You have lost! Enough! Yield!
Vanitas confesses his love for Aqua. Meanwhile, in his heart, he's still...
the boss fight.
Against
Xehanort. This is Xehanort. The first appearance of Xehanort.
Lingering will is literally what its name is. Yeah.
I want to hear the voice lines again.
Xehanort won't shut the fuck up, saying,
Yield! You have lost! Enough! Yield!
Vanitas confesses his love for Aqua. Meanwhile, in his heart, he's still in immense pain from getting roasted by Ventus. But finally...
Oh, they're all fighting their own little...
Final bosses.
Oh, because there's 3 stories.
Yes.
So Ventus is fighting Vanitas in himself. Aqua and Mickey are fighting Vanitas Ventus,
who is taking
Vanitas.
Yeah.
And Terra or Lingering Will is fighting Xehanort.
Yeah.
Is that the official name, by the way? Xehanort?
Yeah. No, not the official name. It's the unofficial name.
It's really bad.
Yeah. You know.
All right.
Just a combination.
The Xehanort is such an awful fight. Like I'm not like against the command deck, but it from what you guys say, it's not implemented well.
I don't have like that much of a problem.
3 win.
The game itself is kind of boring though.
Well, kind of. Terra didn't get his body back, and Ventus is now in a comatose state due to his little battle. But at the very least, the Keyblade was destroyed, Vanitas is dead, and Xehanort got his ass beat. The Lingering Will sprouts its cape for winter and goes to bed, ready to take on the next chump who comes by. The infamous Keyblade explosion sends Xehanort flying to parts unknown. The clouds cover up Kingdom Hearts once again. His plans have failed. We won. Now, before we move on to the epilogue where it is revealed that we did not win, let's talk about some of the post-game content that this game has to offer. Mainly, the Mirage Arena. Okay, that's not really post-game, but there's a lot of bosses in this. A lot are just big unversed, but there are some unique ones here as well. First, there's Monstro from
always
Pinocchio.
find in the armor.
Interesting choice.
No.
Then there's Ericus.
This is the Mirage Arena, which is... It's like a separate world that you can go to in the open world map where I forget exactly how it works. I think you fight mini bosses. Maybe you fight like hordes of enemies.
It's like the Coliseum.
Yeah, but there was a multiplayer aspect because this was on the PSP.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, and
multiplayer Kingdom Hearts actually sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, I never actually did it. I don't think.
All the ending fights in this game are shit. The game has a damage cap on combos, basically, so everything feels like garbage. Little trivia, but that scene of him sprouting the cape was added in Final Mix version because in the gameplay the PSP couldn't handle the armor with the cape. Okay.
As well.
Physics.
First there's Monstro from Pinocchio.
What?
Interesting choice. Then there's Ericus's armor. And finally,
Ericus's
Nohart,
armor?
Xehanort's armor. Did you know? If you remove the X in Xehanort's name, it's actually an anagram for Nohart. It's like he's a nobody, but he's not a nobody. That would be Xemnas. Xehanort's nobody is Xemnas. Don't. It's just a coincidence. Then there's the regular super bosses, starting with Vanitas Remnant, who only has 1 health bar. That means he's easy. And finally, the plot relevant one, the Xemnas and lingering will of this game, the mysterious figure. Did you know? This boss fight fucking sucks. It's not fair in the slightest. It's just cheap. There's no fair way to beat it. You just use cheap strats. But I won't harp on it for too long. He doesn't say anything. All you need to know is he's important and we'll return in about, let's say 20 minutes. Alright, on to the epilogue. Only a little more. Aqua awakens in Yen Sid's tower. Apparently, Mickey found them drifting in space. Mr. Sid informs Aqua that Ventus's heart has left his body to parts unknown. She says, okay, I'll find a way to make this tie into another game. She goes back home, which has been destroyed by Xehanort. That's a real shame. She finds Ericus's Keyblade and is about to put it to good use. You just wait and see. She puts Ventus in the chair and tells him, give me 12 years, I'll be right back. She uses Ericus's divine powers to turn this shit heap into... Castle Oblivion? Oh, I get it. It keeps Ventus safe because this place is such a fucking stupid maze, no one will find him. That's not a joke, that's the official reason. She leaves him there before getting a psychic message from Terra, telling her to kill...
She makes Castle Oblivion out of the remnants of Ericus's castle.
Just to keep it as a maze for Ventus's body until she can get his heart back.
But Ericus's castle is just like a normal place, and then Castle Oblivion is like a place in between the world of light and darkness. So she...
Is it a place that exists between the...
That was explained in the last video that Joey did.
I need some confirmation here. Not that it really matters. The Mirage Arena was a multiplayer in the PSP version. The HD versions take out... Yeah, they take out the...
Why is Xemnas a super boss of a game that he's not important in twice? Why couldn't it have been Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, super boss?
Wait, what?
Xemnas was a super boss in 2 games that he wasn't important in.
What was the second game?
Kingdom Hearts 1.
What was the first game?
This one.
How do you know that was Xemnas?
He just said!
They said that was Xemnas?
Yeah, the guy with the lightsabers.
Those weren't lightsabers.
Yeah, they were. They weren't red, but Joey said that was Xemnas.
No, they didn't. No,
yeah, he did.
I don't think he did.
$500.
That he said it was Xemnas?
$500.
I don't have $500.
Yeah, okay.
Starting with Vanitas Remnant, who only has 1 health bar. That means he's easy. And finally, the plot relevant one, the Xemnas and lingering will of this game.
The equivalent, like the
figure.
Final boss, the Xemnas or the lingering will of this game.
Then who is this?
He doesn't say. He left it. He left it open for.
But it has lightsabers. It's fucking Xemnas.
They're swords. They're light swords. It's not Xemnas.
Did you know? This boss fight
$500.
fucking
$500.
sucks. It's not fair in the slightest. It's just cheap. There's no fair way to beat it. You just
Wait, hold
use...
on. What the fuck was the point of Ansem Xemnas' plan in the grand scheme of Xehanort's plan? The land of departure is just sort of close to the border. Okay, I see.
Cheap strats. But I won't harp on it.
I never
for too
said that
long.
either.
He doesn't say anything. All you need to know is he's important and we'll return in about...
I thought it was in between the worlds
say
of light and
20
dark.
minutes. Alright, on to the epilogue.
The Castle
Only
Oblivion.
a little more. Aqua awakens in Yen Sid's tower. Apparently,
Where
Mickey
is it,
found
then?
them drifting in
The
space.
land of departure.
Mr. Sid informs...
If they said, or somebody said on the border, I guess, but
The border of what? The
where
realm
did you
of
where did you
darkness?
where did you get in between the realm of?
I thought
I just thought it was a place that had a weird castle.
I thought it.
In the realm of light, I guess, because the realm of light is just the regular world. I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. What does it matter if it's on the border? What are you doing?
All right.
That's
You think of the world that never was. No, I thought Castle Oblivion was in like in between worlds.
You missed part of my message up there. Hold on.
Okay.
What was the point of Ansem and Xemnas' plan? And I thought they all had separate plans. I thought that Ansem... I thought that they all just kind of wanted to... Well, Xemnas... It's so complicated. Xemnas...
We've been over this.
I thought they all had separate plans.
They all had separate plans to get to Kingdom Hearts.
Until Kingdom Hearts 3 when all of their motivations changed, but we'll get into that.
Aqua that Ventus's heart has left his body to parts unknown.
It is
She
not.
says,
Right.
"Okay, I'll find a way to make."
Is it
this
just in the
plan
World
into
of
one
Light
again."
then?
She goes back
Yeah,
home,
I think so.
which has been destroyed by Xehanort.
This
That's a
is
real
just
shame.
World of Light.
She finds Ericus's keyblade.
Yeah, I
and
guess so.
about
The
to
World
put
of
it
Light
to
is
use.
just the world.
Okay.
It's just anything that's
I
not
know,
the
I know.
world of darkness, or the world that never was, I guess.
No, the world that never was is not the world of darkness.
No, I said the world of light is just anywhere that is not the realm of darkness, or I guess the nobody realm.
You just wait and see. She puts Ventus in the chair and tells him, "Give me 12 years, I'll be right back." She uses Ericus's divine powers to turn this shit heap into... Castle Oblivion? Oh, I get it. It keeps Ventus safe because this place is such a fucking stupid maze, no one will find him. That's not a joke, that's the official reason. She leaves him there before getting a psychic message from Terra, telling her to kill him because he doesn't want to be a Xehanort. He leads her to Radiant Garden, where Terranort is found dicking around in the town square. She goes to greet him, but his idea of a greeting is choking someone to death. Classic Xehanort. But wait, turns out he has amnesia from getting his shit wrecked by the Lingering Will. He demands answers on who he is, but the silly man doesn't realize that people can't speak when you're crushing their windpipe.
Fight it! Terra, please!
Terra, you say?
This just sounds like a Star Wars Darth Vader theme.
Yeah.
Whatever that theme is.
Yeah, it's in the prequels.
Looks like Xehanort's back, and the true final boss can begin. But it's kinda anticlimactic because Terra's fighting back inside and restricting his movements. In response, Xehanort does the heart stab thing he did earlier, in an attempt to expel him from his heart. It didn't really work, all it did was turn Terra into that heartless thing on his back. It took me a while to realize that was the implication here, but yeah, that thing's Terra. I guess another side effect is that it creates a portal to the realm of darkness. You really gotta read the fine print on these heart sacrifice ceremonies. Terra falls in by accident because he tripped on a pebble, but don't worry, Aqua also needs a reason to not be present for the events of the games that take place after, so she jumps in after him. She catches him in her space mobile, but the portal will close before they can make it, so she makes the rational decision and launches Terranort back into the mortal world. And then she falls into the abyss. Baby Sora and Riku are hanging out, when Riku notices that Sora's crying for some reason, but they don't know why. He takes a look deep within his heart and sees Ventus. Turns out Ventus's heart went inside Sora, and there it resided this entire time. So you see that's why he and Roxas look identical.
Yeah,
Sora's nobody was created in Ventus's likeness. Can you please just put the gun down? Ansem the Wise finds Terranort lying unconscious.
You know what's funny is that I knew that.
What?
Like I knew that
Ventus's heart was
I knew that
Sora.
Ventus's heart was inside Sora, and that's why Roxas looks more like Ventus. That still makes me want to destroy the series.
Yeah, it still doesn't make any fucking sense. Land of Departure Castle Oblivion is just a world near the border to the realm of darkness. Okay, when did they say that? Guardian being Terra isn't really even confirmed until Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, you could figure it out now.
Oh, you mean the Ansem Seeker of Darkness is Come Guardian is just Terra?
Yeah, but also the Lingering Will is just Terra. He's all.
How could his soul be in two places at once?
He's all over the place. This guy.
This is making me mad. I think I'm gonna.
KH3 base game. Oh, the base game. They say that it's Terra or whatever. We'll find out. Also, still haven't seen that clip of Yensid saying the unversed are not well versed in their own existence. Does he say that? I think he does actually. I really hope
It's
he does.
really bad.
Can you please just put the gun down? Ansem the Wise finds Terranort lying unconscious. He asks him his name, and it seems that that's all he remembers. Getting his ass beat twice really fucked with his memory. Ansem decided to take Xehanort under his wing. What could possibly go wrong? Fast forward a little bit, and Xehanort's now a full-time apprentice to Ansem, like we saw in Kingdom Hearts 2. But as we all know,
Are they?
that didn't last. This game takes place after the events of Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm obviously not going to spoil anything about it, but there is one flashback scene I want to talk about. I feel that's fine, considering you guys aren't going to be playing this game anyway. I'll be quick. At some point between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, Radiant Garden became overrun with Heartless, turning it into Hollow Bastion. During this process, we have a scene of Kairi running away from the Heartless, but it's no use, she's cornered. But hey, Xehanort grabs her face. Kairi woke up in like a Spartan pod or something. Xehanort is conducting a little off-the-books experiment. You see, this is at the point where he's figured out who he really is. He also seems to know that Kairi is a princess of heart, hence why he took her. He's gonna push her out of this world to see if her heart would resonate and attract her to a Keyblade wielder. The reason he gives is that he hopes to return Hollow Bastion back to its radiant glory. But remember, this is Xehanort. He's definitely full of shit. He has ulterior motives. What are they? Who's to say? She's launched into the lanes between. Luckily for her, Xehanort's hypothesis was correct. Her heart took her to Destiny Islands because of the Keyblade wielder, Riku. Yeah, one little thing I need to explain. Sora wasn't born with the ability to use a Keyblade. Terra bequeathed the Keyblade on Riku, but during the Little Island incident, Riku showed that he wasn't really worthy of using it. So the Keyblade chose a more worthy wielder, Sora. The concept of the Keyblade choosing its owner was completely thrown out the window after the first game, but came back for a second in Birth by Sleep to explain why Sora can use it. But yeah, that's all I had to say there. Everything we've covered so far leads to the prologue to Kingdom Hearts 3, featured on the 2.8 collection. Kingdom Hearts 0.2, Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. This game was a glorified tech demo to show that all our years of waiting were...
Can't Please a Woman Edition U featuring Dante. New funky mode. Please help me. Wait, why Melody? Oh, this is a weird part to show. But also chronologically works, I guess. But it has implications about post-KH3 stuff. So wait, so Kairi, when she was living at Hollow Bastion, was kidnapped by Xehanort.
You got an alarm going off.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, she was kidnapped by Xehanort.
And experimented on because he was coming to the realization that he is Xehanort after the amnesia that he received.
At some point he just like rediscovers that he's Xehanort and experiments on Kairi for some reason.
Also, Braig
and sends her to.
Braig went back to Ansem the Wise after making a deal with
Xehanort.
Like Ansem the Wise didn't know what was going on with Braig. Braig made a side deal with Xehanort in order to become a Keyblade wielder or something.
Yes.
And after he got he basically was just another pawn in Xehanort's scheme in Birth by Sleep. And then after he lost to Aqua, he went back to Ansem the Wise and just acting like nothing ever happened. And then I guess he knew that Xehanort was Xehanort because he said, "My name is Xehanort."
Yeah, I guess so.
So when Xehanort started to remember who he was, Braig just went along with it and was like, "Oh yeah, turn me into a nobody, Xehanort.
I don't know.
I'll be great." And then he turned himself into a nobody, became Xemnas, and then his heart became Ansem. Try to figure out a way to do his own thing.
You're just spitting out some of your own fan canon.
Who was the one that turned all of the apprentices into nobodies? Was that Ansem, Secret of Darkness, or was that Xemnas? I think we established that it was Ansem, Secret of Darkness. Then he fucked off to do his own thing, and then Xemnas remained behind and became the leader of Organization 13.
Yeah, he picked them all up afterwards. That much is for sure.
Yeah. Melody of Memory is not the most recent game that came out. The cutscenes of Kairi getting sent away has some more stuff in it Joey didn't show that is relevant to the future of the series. It's no big deal. There's a lot to unpack here.
Demo to show that all our years of waiting were worth it. Look how pretty it is. I can't wait to play a full game like this in 2 more fucking years. But also fuck Xbox players who also eagerly await the game. PS4 exclusive. Sorry, you should have been a PlayStation fan if you wanted the honor to play Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birthday. I'm calling it Ground Zeroes. Our story begins 10 years after Birth by Sleep. So, during the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, there's a little pre-rendered intro like usual with Simple and Clean playing for the 3,000th time. This time it's a little remix. This is as appropriate a place to bring this up as any, but has anyone caught the lyrics at one point saying, "Don't get me wrong, I love you, but does that mean I have to meet your father?"
What?
it's the main theme from Kingdom Hearts 1, simple and clean, but he's playing over the music for copyright, I think.
Aqua's walking along the realm.
No, I meant like why was that a lyric?
I have no idea. It seems like the song was made for something unrelated, and then they picked it up after and made it the theme for Kingdom Hearts 1.
Also, so during all the time that we've been playing, Ventus has just been sleeping in Castle Oblivion.
Yeah.
Where Sora was also put into sleep, and nobody knew Ventus was there too.
Was Sora put into sleep at Castle Oblivion?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody knew Ventus was sleeping there too?
It's a big place. It's a maze, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I have to.
Then we know what happens. Or Aqua's still in the Dark Realm. And...
Oh wait, Will says Xehanort turned everybody into nobodies. Okay, alright. This is Terranort.
That is okay. Terranort?
Yeah.
Terranort turned everyone into nobodies and then split himself.
It turned himself into a Heartless. Made him Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
And Xemnas.
He
split himself.
Yeah.
Just say he split himself before I smack.
He didn't mean to make Xemnas though, so he didn't do it on purpose. But yes, he split himself into Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and also Xemnas.
No one could open the chamber where he is. Oh, also, do you remember that cutscene in KH2 where Xemnas goes into a room with Aqua's armor sitting in a chair?
Yes, that was a Kingdom Hearts. That was a
sitting in a what? No, I don't remember that.
It was a big long cutscene after like the second Hollow Bastion visit where he goes. He takes a long walk down a hallway that you can't really access inside of the science lab in Radiant Garden. You know where Tron is, where you access Tron. And it's a big long cutscene where he walks and then he goes into a room and it's Aqua's armor sitting on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why did that happen? Why Xemnas would do that and not Xehanort at some point is confusing, but whatever. He fucking did. Stop confusing him, Luke.
He did what? I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, I don't know what's up with the whole Xemnas being conscious of things that are going on from Xehanort. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, so Aqua's in the realm of darkness during the two games. Ventus is sleeping, and Terranort is now Xemnas Ansem,
as well as the Lingering Will and
Come Guardian.
Yes.
Aqua's walking along the realm of darkness. I'm sorry. Dark World? She sees Cinderella's world in there. Peculiar. Before she can get there, she's ambushed by Heartless. Here we can have a little taste of what's to come with Kingdom Hearts 3's combat. The command menu makes a return. I think that's for the best. The two games that the command deck is in, it's been very easily exploitable. Other than that, it sure is cool to look at. The movement is natural, the animations are fluid, the effects are pretty. This combat sure looks good. I'm sure you noticed at this point, but after 10 years, she hasn't aged a day, has she? Especially with the Realm of Darkness likely being pretty stressful. My headcanon is that Keyblade wielders age like Saiyans. Remember when I said the movement was natural? I really only meant that with the combat. It's a bit floaty out of combat. If you run for a few seconds, you get a boost of speed to help you go around faster. A welcome addition in my opinion. As it turns out, Cinderella's world is here because it fell to darkness, and Cinderella was subsequently kidnapped along with all the other princesses of Heart. She makes her way towards the castle when she sees Terra of all people. What a real thing that's happening. Oh wait, it's the opposite of that. Then she gets to Fallen Snow White world. There she sees Comatose Ventus in the Snow White thingy. What a real thing that's happening.
Just a bunch
wait,
of
it's the opposite of that.
Okay.
He rubs the glass all weird, but then like a genie, if you rub the glass, other glass comes in and you get sacrificed to the glass cult. Now she's in Glass World. Seems she wasn't the only person with that exact appearance to be sacrificed. Whew, I think it has a type. She breaks out of there and moves on. She's clearly going insane from being here for 10 years and is chasing after Zata there and moving with that exact appearance to be sacrificed. Whew, I think it has a type. She breaks out of there and moves on.
I think that's like a secret form that she has, like a special form for whatever reason. She gets cat ears and wings. I don't think you ever see that again.
Oh God, mommy, Milkies.
Split himself into Heartless and Nobody intentionally.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess Xemnas did that to see an old friend or something, but why? But why it was Xemnas, I don't know. So wait, why is Aqua's armor on the floor?
I have no idea. I really have no idea why.
Did she leave it behind? Did she leave it behind when she got thrown into the realm of darkness?
Yeah, that did happen in Radiant Garden, but not in that castle. It happened in that fucking courtyard.
Yeah. Maybe he brought it. Maybe he brought it into
It's weird. They say...
Maybe he brought it into the castle as Xehanort.
He could have, yeah. They keep saying all the time that... Well, they don't say it yet, but they will. That all of these people are like extensions of Xehanort, Xemnas, and like Ansem Seeker of Darkness in some sort of way. That I thought they just kind of threw in there to make it convenient for the plot, but like I guess that could be it. They could have been acting as like a tether for Xehanort.
Yeah, she left her armor behind. They must have moved it from the courtyard to.
Yeah.
Okay. She fell in this. Okay. So what? Wait. What was Luke confusing me about, Joey?
About him splitting himself intentionally and not intentionally. Because I said it was.
Yeah, obviously it was intentionally.
He created Xemnas intentionally.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I mean, okay, maybe that's a. Okay.
They never say
Whatever.
it.
Mommy, aqua boobies.
She's clearly going insane from being here for 10 years and is chasing after phantoms that she knows are phantoms, going as far as to fight through Darkseid to get to them. Honestly, I would have cracked after 3 days, so she's doing pretty good. When I said Darkseid, I meant 20 Darkseids charging up a spirit bomb. After beating them, she catches up with the phantoms. Weirdly enough, though, Terra's speaking to her. It's the real guy, but not physically. His heart has darkness in it, so I guess he can communicate with people in the realm of darkness. Okay. It's in this conversation that it's revealed that Organization 13 wants to explore Castle Oblivion so much so they can find Ventus, and maybe give this whole Keyblade thing another shot. So that's what they meant by finding its secrets. But because this demo could only be so long, Xehanort takes hold once again. He's trying to get Aqua to reveal Ventus's location, but don't worry. Terra's still got enough fight left in him to fight him. Portal Darkseid grabs Aqua, and Xehanort seems to want that, even though he needs information from her. Xehanort is fucking stupid. Xehanort grabs Terra's face. He has a habit of doing that. And in retaliation, Terra does the lingering will thingy, but the move is a little too potent, and it knocks Aqua out. She awakens to see she's floating in the deep depths of the darkness. She's caught and saved by everyone's favorite full-time mouse. Except now it seems he has a receding hairline. He didn't come here to save Aqua, however. This was just a big coincidence. Remember, this takes place during Kingdom Hearts 1. He has a mission in this area. He gives her a recap on everything leading up to now in the Realm of Light, and asks her to help him find the key for the door to darkness. They get to Destiny Islands, post-Trapped in Darkness. Mickey's thinking maybe the key is in the secret spot. But hold that thought. Demon Tide. Mickey's fucking riding it, and Aqua chains it up. Then they beat its ass for a while until it breaks free. Now it's a demon tornado. You can't toss anything at those two that'll beat them. They get into the secret spot, and what do you know, they find it. It's the golden Keyblade Mickey has now. Aqua offers to be the one to close the door while Mickey locks it, but Mickey says Riku's already...
the Keyblade he had in Birth by Sleep, the one Yen Sid gave him?
Starseeker.
Starseeker. That was just like a trainings
I think that was just like his real Keyblade, like the one that he started with.
This is one he just picked. This is one he just picked up
in the Realm of Darkness.
This is the Kingdom Key. No, this is the.
I think it is the Kingdom Key. I think there's a Kingdom Key for the Realm of Light and a Kingdom Key for the Realm of Darkness, and that's the Realm of Darkness.
I see.
I don't know where to start reading.
Every Heartless creates a nobody. He studied that for years as an apprentice. That's all. So wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, so I guess he would have had the knowledge.
Hold on, why did Xehanort took Kairi to do experiments on her? Why?
Joe said that it was. I didn't play the game, A Melody of Memory, but he kidnapped Kairi to save Hollow Bastion to turn it back into Radiant Garden. And
yes.
In order to do that, he would need to send Kairi into space.
It can't be it. Someone please explain.
Kingdom Key D. That's the name of it. Of the Realm of Darkness Keyblade.
I forgot why. There's a lot of shit here.
Oh. Okay.
Taking the role, and he's cooler. They stroll a little longer until they find the door to darkness, aka Baby Kingdom Hearts. Riku also makes it on schedule as well. Looks like they're gonna finish the first game after all. I know Chernobog's hard, but I'm glad you got past it. But more Demon Tide comes in to explain why Aqua wasn't present. It's going for Riku, so Aqua uses lingering will magic to stop it. She's holding it back so the job can be done. Mickey hesitates to leave her behind, so the Demon Tide escapes, and fucks up Mickey so bad that he lost his shirt. I appreciate the dedication to being consistent, but I don't think anyone would have been upset if you didn't undress him. Aqua gets swept back outside Destiny Island.
That's funny.
And that's about it, really. Have fun being in there for 2 more years. Dumbass. Okay, we're gonna jump back into Birth by Sleep. You see, the epilogue was a secret ending that you're only able to get under certain circumstances depending on your difficulty. But there's an even more secret ending that's under other criteria depending on your difficulty. This one's just a cutscene, and I only care enough to talk about one part of it. It's in the Realm of Darkness, but set after the events of Ground Zeroes, and even after the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. Aqua walks up on the shore, where she sees a black coat man. She asks who he is, and he gives a long-winded speech about how he doesn't completely remember everything, but he remembers some things. All I can really notice is that he sounds an awful lot like Ansem the Wise.
You wish to return to your own world?
Yeah, that's because he's alive. He survived being in the middle of that explosion. It just transported him into the Realm of Darkness. Remember, no one dies in Kingdom Hearts. They either become a ghost or get amnesia. Just a quick side note, but when I was getting the footage for this cutscene, I couldn't help but notice that specifically just in Kingdom Hearts 2, Xemnas, he has like some Xavier inflections.
Is this the answer you've been looking for? All that and more.
He says that he remembers Sora's name and that he was a pretty cool guy. Apparently his name is so powerful that it travels through time. As we see people who aren't even in existence currently saying it now. Why, his name is so cool, it makes Aqua cry. That's it. I bet you're wondering why I even brought this up. This scene doesn't seem too significant. Well, I don't get paid enough to answer that many questions. That's the end of all Birth by Sleep related content.
It's relevant
now
that Ansem the Wise is still alive.
I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry. He yelled over it.
Xehanort knew Kairi was a princess of heart and sent her to a different world to, I guess, make the events of KH1 eventually happen. I don't know why. He wanted to attract her heart as a princess to attract it to a Keyblade wielder. And is that another way to create the Keyblade?
So the plan all along was to get
Kairi to fuck Sora?
No. It's to attract one of the... Wait, what? Just to make... It's to attract a Keyblade to Destiny Island? Is that what it was? No.
How the
fuck does that work?
Ends with KH1 ending. And Aqua just getting trapped in the Realm of Darkness, in case you missed that. No, we got that. I'm still fixated on the fucking Melody of Memories cutscene.
Come back into frame.
Where
Here, let me move in front of you. Okay.
Beautiful. Wait, did that actually work?
Yeah, we have space. Yeah. Okay.
So he needed a Princess of Light to attract a Keyblade wielder because he wanted to eventually have their... It attracted her to Destiny Islands because of when Terra gave the Keyblade to Riku, so he was a wielder. And he needs another wielder to make the Keyblade, I assume.
Yeah, the criteria changes.
Princess of Heart gravitated toward it. Okay. Yeah, so the criteria to forge it changed. Also, we're in the Discord, so if anyone wants to chime in and give us live explanations, feel free. But anyway.
The end of all Birth by Sleep related content. Now for the others. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very reluctant to do this one. It's the only part of Kingdom Hearts I haven't even bothered to learn the story for. There's one other canon game I haven't played, but it's completely insignificant aside from one very brief conversation in Kingdom Hearts 3. But I'm not gonna waste 15 plus minutes so you understand that conversation. It's just not worth it. This one, however, is important. Not only to Kingdom Hearts 3, but to Kingdom Hearts 4, whenever that comes out. I never wanted to go over this one because it seems so drastically different in tone, but more importantly, boring. But now I guess I'll be finding out if Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts Cross back cover are any good.
What?
Those are the mobile games?
Oh. Discord after. Alright, here we go. Time for the corrections and note-taking. Because these are mobile games that are happening right now.
Yes, that are ongoing.
Yeah, so there
were? Maybe they finished since?
No, there was stuff added while we were playing.
Yes.
After Joey made these videos, and Chase is gonna come by and after this video and explain to us what has happened. To be fair, it would be a lot of research to get all Union X down. No one's blaming you that these games are bad. So these are mobile
Cross
games.
was a mobile phone game released in 2015.
Okay.
The game's original name was Kingdom Hearts Unchained Cross, and more recently, it was renamed again to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road.
Why?
Honestly, I'm gonna be mainly talking about Back Cover, a movie released on the 2.8 collection, as it explains most of what we need to know. Okay, let's go. This one takes place hundreds, if not thousands of years before the events of the main series.
What?
At this point in time, the worlds were not worlds, they were all together. This age is known as the Age of Fairy Tales. How long is my shift again? Can someone take over for me, please? The story starts in a place known as Daybreak Town, with the Master of Masters, who I'll just be calling the Masters so I could save some breath, Lushu, his apprentice, and his other 5 apprentices, the Foretellers, Ira, Ava, Envy, Ased, and Gula. I feel like each of the Foretellers' names were created for the sole purpose of being confusing to people. Like, think about it. All of these names, with the way that they're spelled, could be pronounced wrong. The Master gives them all a book. It was a book of prophecies, detailing events to come in the future. The final passage reads that a great Keyblade war is incoming, and nothing can be done to stop it. Ira says he wants to try anyway, and the Master says it's useless to try, but go ahead and try anyway. He gives Ira the role of taking his place as the leader. He gives Envy the role of being a supervisor and making sure nothing goes wrong. Ased was given the role to support the leader.
You're going to be Ira's right-hand man. What?
Ava was given the role to be the trainer of Keyblade wielders for when the time came for the war to begin. And Gula was given the role to analyze the Book of Prophecies and make video essays on uncovering its deeper meanings. Gotta say, the Master is definitely a shift in direction for the writing.
Well, I might disappear one day. Well, I might disappear.
Disappear? Why? Where? Speak up sooner if you're listening. It was embarrassing for me.
Don't get me wrong, it still isn't good, but I think it's fair to say that it tops most other characters. Take, for instance, Xehanort. He stands around and explains his grand plans directly to you, no subtlety, unless you want to count tricking the world's dumbest man into being his new vessel as subtle. But with this guy, he keeps his cards close at hand.
So
I can't at all tell what his goals are.
Like,
Is he a bad?
it's an old man grooming this young boy to be his vessel. Isn't that creepy? I think that's creepy.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy. So,
like
the
a
Organization 13 got their hood idea from the Master of Masters.
Yes, actually.
Who's
yes.
who's a master of 5 other guys that look older than him and sound older than him.
Well, we don't know what the Master looks like. Just his height and build. You know?
And what he sounds like.
Yes.
I will come by Kingdom Hearts. I will come by. I am a Kingdom Hearts lore master.
Oh, the mobile game ended in April. Okay. Joe gets confused between Ux and Key.
Sky streamed
Fair enough.
when this game came out. I remember Sky streamed it, and it just looked bad.
I played it for a little bit.
The mobile game?
Yeah.
Was it
Well,
fun?
one of them. I don't even remember which one I played. And no, and very much no.
Master of Masters shorthand. Call him Mom.
I love that.
I confused about the difference between UX and Kai.
I read that.
Well, what's the difference
That
beside the
guy a
name?
wild card or something else? I don't know. It's classic Kingdom Hearts to make sure you have more questions than answers by the end of every game. But if the series wasn't oversaturated with that shit, then his secrecy would be fine by me. The Master gives the Foretellers a dumbass cat. It's not a cat actually, it's called a Chirithy. He says every Keyblade wielder will get one. If said Keyblade wielder succumbs to the darkness, their Chirithy will also become dark and turn into a nightmare. It's a clear indication to everyone of who's a bad guy and who isn't, but there's a catch. Apparently, darkness is contagious, so a nightmare can put darkness into the hearts of others around it. So they need to take it out ASAP if they don't want a dark demic on their hands. And then the Master, as well as Lushu, disappear. This is around the point that the events of Union Cross began. Your character...
Oh, one of the guys with the masks.
No, he was another guy who just had a hood. We don't know what his face looks like.
Oh, so at points they were 2 different guys that looked exactly the same because they both have the same fucking hood.
Yeah.
And
Master of Master and his apprentice Lucian. Those are the only 2.
One of them was the Birth by Sleep super boss, the guy with the blue swords. That was like KH3 related. Okay, never mind. Play the entire mobile game. It is the worst Kingdom Hearts game by far, and that's counting Recom. Game in chat, we will explain. Okay.
There's one of the Keyblade wielders that can pick between one of the 5 unions, each led by one of the Foretellers. Ava's union is known as the Dandelions. This one's the only union I want to talk about because it has a lot of interesting characters in it. We have Skuld, Strelitzia, Ephemer, and
What?
He doesn't belong here. He belongs thousands of years in the future. Unless you want to honestly tell me that he's an ancient being from before the Keyblade War, that's a good one. It was a joke you told me. It was very funny. Okay, let's look at the wiki so I can get the details on this. With this horrifying revelation, he admits to the others about what he did to Strelitzia, much to his friend's protest, as well as invoking Laurium's anger. But the struggle to remember makes him unable to answer. Feeling something terribly wrong, Ventus goes unconscious as darkness emerges from him. 4 years before Aqua and Terra take their Market Mastery exam, Ventus served as an apprentice. Oh, I'm sorry, did I skip 20 pages? Oh no, but they skipped a few thousand years. Okay, maybe the fans can give me the answers I need. So Ventus is a union leader, in all caps. What? That's what I'm saying. Not only did Ventus turn out to have existed thousands of years in the past,
I like that he blurred the names of these Reddit people to like save them face, like so they don't get embarrassed that they're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
It's since been explained. Oh, this whole bit, but
now what? Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
All right.
Also, Chase, I want you to explain what Joey got wrong, and the difference between them.
He was also a part of Ava's union, and also met with Skuld and Ephemer after the war was over as a member of the Dandelions. Okay, and now let's look at the answers. Lol, where have you been? This was covered weeks ago. A week ago where? A week ago where? The Kingdom Hearts fan club? Very sorry, but I couldn't make it that day. Can someone fill me in, please? Think that's it? Get a load of this. Meet Laurium and Elrena. Look familiar? Yeah, we'll add an X and
they're
rearrange
probably
it.
answered
Wow,
at this point.
what do you know?
Oh.
So both of them were actually Keyblade wielders back in the day. Unlike Ventus, they have some sort of explanation as to what happened in the small window between this and Chain of Memories. And they're both the same, after Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. At some point, Laurium's heart fell to the darkness. Becoming a Heartless, Laurium's nobody, Marluxia, came into being. Okay, so can nobodies live for thousands of years, or also do they remember their past? It seems that Ventus doesn't. Just when I'm starting to think that I might understand, you run even farther away. Let me near you.
This just got more confusing.
I'm gonna move on before I'm pushed off the edge. We move on to the next scene after the Master and Lucio have disappeared. It starts really awkwardly.
There's a traitor among us.
A little sussy.
Are you certain? What proof do you have?
Ira says he caught a nightmare snooping about the place, and it's gotta be someone's. Everyone calls Ira a dum-dum for jumping to conclusions like that. Then, when he's alone with Envy, he says that nothing in the Book of Prophecies mentions a traitor, so he thinks someone stole a page to cover their tracks. So Aset and Gula are forming a union between their unions to oppose Ira. This was literally 2 scenes later. The pacing is already a disaster. Envy comes in to disapprove of their actions. The Master forbade unions from coming together. Aset says Envy's the traitor, even though this entire problem started because Ira claimed there was a traitor baselessly. Ava runs off to the local fountain to have an inner monologue about how we're falling apart. And then Ephemer comes in. They have a little chat that whittles down to Ava wanting to
So the 5 of these masked fellows are the leaders of like a house?
Unions, which are, yeah, basically.
Is this fucking Harry Potter with the fucking familiars and shit? Like, each Keyblade wielder gets a little animal friend. Like, it's the fucking...
Actually, yeah, but all of the animal friends are the same. They're the Cheerothies.
And instead of 4 houses,
I think.
There's 5 houses.
Yeah.
And those 5 houses, the leaders of the 5 houses are disciples of...
The masters. My mom.
And who else? There was another guy?
Lucio, the Master's apprentice?
And they both look the same?
They both wear the cloak.
So we can never differentiate them.
And never, ever, forever.
Good.
Deviate from the path that the Master set them on, it seems like they're destined to fall due to this infighting. She tells Ephemer to go to bed, even though it's like 3 p.m. Sudden cut to a few months later, and it seems Envy convinced Gula to dissolve the alliance. Ased didn't like this one bit and resorts to physical violence. Then Gula says no backsies and leaves. Ased vows to make Envy pay for ruining his friendship. We then see a flashback of the Master telling him that if he thinks Ira isn't any good as a leader, just replace him, that'd be pretty funny. Ased takes this in the most coolest way and tries to kill Envy, and Ira's next. After a pretty cool fight, Gula and Ava show up. Envy tells them that he's the traitor. They take her word at face value and they draw their keyblades at him. We don't see this fight, but it cuts to a scene after, and this part of town is all messed up. We then see Gula. He seems to have the hidden page that was mentioned earlier. Apparently, the Master gave him the secret role of finding the traitor, and that page will help. He makes his way to Ased, believing him to actually be the traitor. After telling him what his secret role is, even though the Master told him to not tell anybody, he's gonna finish the job. But then Ased gets up, and he's really big, so Gula gets scared. Seems Gula's not very good, because a guy who just got his ass beat his ass. Ava comes in and saves him from getting killed. Ased decides he's too tired for this shit and leaves. Ira meets up with Ased because he's limping home and tells him that he forgives him for trying to kill all the others because he thought it would be silly. In exchange for Ira generously being a dumbass, Ased tells him that Gula has the missing page. I suppose for friendship-related reasons, Ava is hiding Gula under a bridge so he doesn't get killed for having that page. Didn't really work out though. Ava's Chirithi tells her that Ira's incoming. He wants to have a little chat with Gula, and knows he's hidden somewhere around there. Ava tells him to fuck off. And he does. After holding hands a bit, Gula tells Ava he's gonna summon Kingdom Hearts, so then the Master will come back. He wants him to come back because he's a funny man. Ava says that that's fucking stupid and against the rules. But that's the point, you see. If they break the rules, the Master will have to come back to reprimand them. Don't know what drew him to that conclusion, but fuck it, I'm down. He begs for Ava's help. She says again that that's fucking stupid, so he leaves to do it himself. In order to summon Kingdom Hearts, he needs Lux, which I believe is just light, and Ira and Ased are doing the same to maintain the balance. Envy says that if people start hoarding light for themselves, it will lead to the Keyblade War beginning. There it's said that one thing in the Book of Prophecies reads that if a Keyblade War were to occur, light will expire, and the dark will prevail. Keep that one in your noggin. You might need it later. Suddenly, a flashback to the Master giving Ava her role. He says that the whole light expire dark prevail thing can't be avoided. Nothing can be done to stop it. The Master tells her that she's to train Keyblade wielders so that the light could maybe, just maybe, barely stick around. Her interpretation of that is to train them to run away into the outside world so that they don't die. That way, the light won't expire. Yet another flashback segment begins, this time with Luxu. Remember him from the beginning? By the way, during this cutscene, very obnoxious piano music is playing.
But I haven't done anything yet.
Good point. The Master spawns a Keyblade that looks an awful lot like Xehanort's and gives it to him. It has an eye on it if you hadn't noticed. It's called the Gazing Eye. The Master says that that eye is his eye.
Ew! Oh, you think that's gross, do ya?
No. He gives Luxu the task of passing this Keyblade down to whatever apprentice he may have in the future, and then him to his, and so on. Because apparently, the way that thing works is that it helps the Master see into the future? The fact that the Book of Prophecies even exists show that Luxu was successful. Until then, Luxu needs to disappear, make himself scarce. Him and this box. What's in the box? Good luck answering that one. And with that, the Keyblade War approaches. And the movie ends. It wasn't awful. Shorter than I thought it was going to be. Only around 40 minutes. I was thinking this one was going to be as long as the 358/2 movie. I don't have a strong opinion either way. I watched it, it was watched, it existed. It's super important. Alright.
Weirdly enough. Should we talk about it?
Let's wait until after.
Well, we're about to get into Dream Drop, which is a whole other fucking Pandora's box, unfortunately. You have Discord open?
I do. Why?
Because Chase said he wanted to pop in.
Well, he was gonna do that after.
After the whole
video. Yeah.
After we finish the video.
Yeah.
Oh, to explain the
mobile
all right.
shit.
Well, real quick, I have to go to the bathroom again.
Okay.
If you honestly, if you want, you can start this. I've played the game recently, so this is more for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit sad that this is the last one I'll be covering. Haven't had the chance to flex my creative muscles like this before. I'm not sure what was compelling me to write 2 scripts totaling 75 pages. I've wanted to make some kind of video essay review of Kingdom Hearts 3 since it came out, because I feel like I have a lot to say on that. so maybe I'm just testing the waters to see if I can handle it. And after doing all this, I think I can. Alright, enough about that. Let's finish this.
He actually does.
Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, originally named 3D Dream Drop Distance, was released in 2012 on the, you guessed it, 3DS. You might be wondering why I'm doing this last, when the last two parts were on stuff from 2017. Well, remember how I said Birth by Sleep was the glue that held the series together? Dream Drop isn't far off. It's the game that ties right into Kingdom Hearts 3. It wasn't released on the 1.5 or 2.5 collection, but rather, you guessed it, the 2.8 collection. Besides 3, I think this is the only game in the series I played at launch. I remember liking it a fair bit, but I haven't touched it since before my opinion had changed on Birth by Sleep, so I fear it might suffer the same fate. The last time I played it was on the 3DS. Unlike Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop had some steep competition on the console it's for. All these games on screen weren't out at the time. Some weren't even announced yet. Am I funny yet? But despite that, it got some pretty good reviews. But will the plot hold up to old Dream Drop boyfriend? Come on, you already know the answer to that. The story starts with a flashback. We can assume that this is Xehanort's perspective. The machine that he ends up using to turn himself into a Heartless, aka Ansem Seeker of Darkness, seems to have been tested out on some of the lab crew, like Evan and Dienza. And this is terrible.
You could talk not do it later. I think you should after the video, but up to you. Yeah, after fine. I'll come in after me.
Cool, y'all.
So it starts with the. There, I'll just back up.
Come on, you already know the answer to that. The story starts with a flashback. We can assume that this is Xehanort's perspective. The machine that he ends up using to turn himself into a Heartless, aka Ansem Seeker of Darkness, seems to have been tested out on some of the lab crew, like Evan and Dienza. Who's still a kid, wow. Brig's a bit confused as to what's going on, but Xehanort activates Xehanort mode and takes his heart. If you couldn't tell, this is what created Organization 13 at first. He says his name is Ansem, all badass-like. Now back to the present. Remember the message in a bottle that Sora got at the end of 2? Well, it turns out it had two things on it. The first thing was Mickey detailing the events of Coded. I said I wasn't gonna cover it, stop asking. I've been getting non-stop fan mail from my... I said I wasn't gonna cover it. The first thing was Mickey detailing the events of Coded. I said I wasn't gonna cover it, stop asking. I've been getting non-stop fan mail from my fans asking me to do it, but I won't do it, okay? Oh, how could I say no to that stupid fucking face? Alright, I'll give you a very brief recap, but not on this video. I put a link in the description to a separate video where I talk about Coded, or rather its DS remake, Recoded. I'll wait for you.
We shouldn't.
What? Coded sucks ass and isn't relevant. It'll probably be a funny joke if I know.
Oh, you skipped to the end of the video.
Oh, that was an accident. I forget
we're
where
going there.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
But not right there. All right, start from there. Are you going to the?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right. Coded recap. Oh, you clicked on it. You're supposed to open it in a tab.
Whoops.
Oh no, I thought it was just gonna be that.
It would have been funny if it played just that.
What?
Do it. Watch it.
This is obviously.
Oh, it's the learn jump attack, right?
No,
that's what that was.
Not exactly.
It's gonna be like 2 minutes. It's gonna be a 2-minute shit post. Why are we watching this thing?
Why is it A? It's playing on Xbox. Wait, but he's really playing on Xbox. What?
There's an A button on Xbox.
Yeah, why was the birth message on a fucking Xbox? It's a PSP.
Man, this really looks like fun. What a good content creator. The link to where you left off is in the description of this video.
Oh, good boy.
Oh.
Little good boy.
Good. Very thoughtful. So you can watch the shit post and then Oh, that looks like fun. Roll this metal. You have to QT. Yeah, no, you have to spin the stick with your fucking palm like Mario Kart.
Your fucking horrible ass PlayStation.
Oh, it's that easy fucking fight.
Fucking that simpleton LW.
I made this to put my song in a video fully. Oh, this is just your song? Oh, this is.
But it's the boss. It's just the boss.
It's an original by Joey. I thought, yeah, it says I made this to put my song in a video. Hey,
isn't this song just the battle theme? But like,
yeah, but he mixed it. Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like Mario Paint. Josh, I don't know if you realize this.
It's all these are all the Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I figured that coded wouldn't look this good on the fucking DS.
Oh, it's just all of the final fights for some reason.
Oh, it's almost over. Man, what a great series. Great memories. A lot of exclusive things.
And he shows the final fight from Kingdom Hearts 3.
There's the story again. Okay. Thanks.
You back? Now do you understand why you could never fuck with me? Moving on. The second part of that letter is an invitation. An invitation to their Mark of Mastery exam. Yeah, I guess they never took one of those, did they? I suppose they were too busy saving the worlds twice. They make their way over to Yen Sid's.
But such great minds are often plagued by a single great question.
He gives Sora and Riku the details of what happened in Birth by Sleep, because that game is out in stores today. After catching his breath from that plot synopsis, he says that even though Xehanort, Ansem, and Xemnas are all out of the picture, it's more like the camera didn't get them in the frame. They'll come back one day. In what form? I don't know, Xehanort. He will very likely have a new plan on forging the Keyblade. You see, by the end of the Keyblade War, the Keyblade was shattered into 20 pieces, 7 pieces of light and 13 of darkness. So apparently the hard way of forging the thing is a clash between 7 warriors of light and 13 of darkness. They don't have to be pure light and pure darkness, but it would be enough to do the trick. To prepare for that day, we need the biggest, toughest Keyblade wielders we can get. So it's time for these two Zeros to become heroes. Yen Sid tells them that the way they are now, they ain't shit. Sora justifiably responds saying, have you seen the shit we were capable of in Kingdom Hearts 2? What can Keyblade Masters do? Beat up someone with restricted movements and amnesia? Die? Go fuck yourself. We don't need to be masters, right, Riku? Actually, I forgot everything that happened in Chain of Memories, so I still think I'm grappling with the darkness inside, which is pretty ironic considering you were the one who lost his memories and not me. Well, he's not getting the cards this time around, but the command deck comes back, so that's close enough. Sora gives into something worse than darkness. Peer pressure. And says he'll take the test too. It's here that we notice that Haley Joel Osment is barely holding on.
Then count me in. Put me through the test. Just watch. Me and Riku will pass with flying colors.
He gets a better hold of it in Kingdom Hearts 3, but age is definitely affecting his performance. So the test begins, but this time we're not doing that smacking balls pussy shit. Now we're going into the dream realm, where they're to unlock 7 sleeping keyholes, and if you die in there, you die in real life. Their dream test begins
the Mark of
with them on
Mastery
the
exam
raft.
is now completely different. I guess
They go in
under
dreams.
Yen Sid. Yeah.
So the whole game takes place in a dream.
It's Inception, baby.
So the entire game is just their Mark of Mastery test.
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Inside of dreams, yes. For the most part.
I kind of like that idea that after Kingdom Hearts 2, okay, now we're like, why isn't Dream Drop just Kingdom Hearts 3? Because it's literally the next part of the story. It's right after 2, right?
Yeah.
Why
Well, so is Recoded. So
yeah, why isn't Kairi taking the test? She's a Keyblade wielder.
At that point, she just got her Keyblade during the last fight with Ansem or
That's
Xemnas. In the world never was.
That's cute. But then we see the first enemy of the game, Ursula. Bold choice. They butcher her like the rest and fall into the whirlpool.
They
This
also have their
separates
old
the two.
clothes.
We go to Sora's perspective and see that he landed in Dream Traverse Town, rocking his younger design, as well as a new red outfit. Did you know? Originally, Sora was supposed to be a furry with a chainsaw.
Yep.
You think I'm fucking joking? He starts calling out for Riku to no avail. Well, kind of no avail. He attracts the attention of The World Ends With You for Nintendo DS, and more recently, Nintendo Switch. Neku specifically. I have not played that game and know none of the characters, so don't expect me to. He tells Sora to follow him and does some weird parkour. Well, you could do that too. It's called flow motion. You can bounce off walls, grind on rails, spin on poles. This comes back in Kingdom Hearts 3, but in a more limited way, which is a good thing, because to compensate for that range of motion, this game makes overly large rooms with nothing in them. He follows Neku around, but are then ambushed by not Heartless, but Dream Eaters. Are you keeping up? Neku shows that he has a Dream Eater of his own, that fights on his side. And you could have one as well. Actually, two. Did you know? Originally, this game was just going to have Heartless, as you can see in the first trailer here. Or maybe it was just a placeholder for Dream Eaters. Sora continues to follow Neku, but it seems he's been set up. Can't we get a blue coat or something? Neku said he'd bring this guy to Sora in exchange for something. We don't know yet. Coatman goes to attack Sora, which was not part of the deal, so Neku holds him back. Sora's gonna help, but then he starts feeling that that chocolate from earlier did not just have weed in it. And he's out. Actually, it's the main gimmick of this game, dropping. This game has 2 story modes, nothing new on its own, but they play at the same time rather than one at a time. You have a time limit, which you can see next to your health bar, and when it runs out, you switch to the next character. There are items that could extend your time so you don't drop in the middle of a boss fight, which can happen. Anyway, we switch over to Riku, who's wearing what looks like a combination of his first and second game design. He sees another World Ends With You guy, Joshua. He tells him that there are 2 versions of every world. Sora's in one, Riku's in the other. Joshua tells Riku that if he finds a girl named Rhyme, she might be able to cross him over to Sora's world.
Oh wait,
While
shit,
he's
did you
telling
get that, by the way? There's 2 versions of each world, because they're 2 individual dreams. That's important for this game. They're both exploring different versions of the same world.
That's why they can't interact with each other, because they're
they're in the same, but they're both in Traverse Town.
And Riku and Sora are they're good. They're good now. Like, they're friends. No more evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is their Mark of Mastery exam they're taking together.
When do we see Elsa? Wait, no, Cage 3 trays. Yeah.
Maybe not today. Maybe we'll start it later today. But this is.
It's already 2 hours. I'm already fucking. I can't take it anymore.
La 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 la.
She might be able to cross him over to Sora's world. While he's telling Riku about Dream Eaters, he's interrupted by Beat over here. But before they can talk, Riku goes night-night. We switch back over to Sora, who's just running around town because he's got nothing better to do. He finds Rhyme, so I guess it would be pretty difficult for Riku to find her. She has amnesia. The only thing she remembers is her name. Sound familiar? Sora thinks she might be tied to Neku, so he gets her to follow him. They find him pretty quick. He says he tricked Sora into seeing Coatman because he said he could bring Neku back to the other Traverse Town, which is where he's from. Unfortunately, Rhyme's not his partner. This makes her so upset that she disappears. Mr. Man comes back and summons that. After ignoring it, a portal appears and Joshua and Rhyme come through. I guess they figured out that whole portal problem.
I know your best friend Riku, too. Really? You know Riku? Well, yeah. I'm kind of omniscient.
Joshua pulls out a phantom of what's going on in the other world, where we see Riku with Coatman. He takes off his hood to reveal... Let's drop over to Riku to get context. He meets this girl, Shiki. She makes fun of him for being a soy boy, and I'm only half kidding. She runs off, and Riku follows to see Coatman. Or I guess just Man now that we've seen his face. He tells Riku that he'll be imprisoned in this dream world forever. But then Beat jumps in to say, nuh-uh. Man releases another weirdo, and Riku ignores it.
Dream Eaters are another type of enemy, right?
Yeah, they're the Heartless of this game.
Okay.
They're heartless,
and
but
nobodies.
Yeah, they're heartless, but in dreams, and also you can tame them. Or they're.
Oh right, there's like a Pokemon gimmick in this.
Kinda, it's
Yeah.
Kind of. Pokemon in the way that you can collect animals to fight with you.
It's like Nino Kuni.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
It's a game.
I assume.
Sora and Riku's Mark of Mastery is pretty much just a made-up test that Yensid threw at them.
Yeah.
Sleeping. As for why Traverse Town is a sleeping world, I have no clue.
Riku
What makes
sees a
a
phantom
world
of
sleep
Sora,
is nothing.
and I'm tired of this world. Can we move on, please? Oh, thank God. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Wait, what the fuck? Not much to talk about here. Frollo dies in both versions. What's more important in these worlds are the endings. Sora's praying to God for mercy when he's encountered by our old friend. He says a bunch of nothing, and God fucking damn it. So he's back? We're just bringing back people now? Who's next? Ansem. Ah, wonderful.
Wait, what?
Sudden cut to the real world.
These are dreams?
And we see a couple of
Kind of.
bros wake.
But how do they've never
But they're
seen
not,
young...
but they're also not dreams.
But they've never seen Terranort or young Terranort. I mean, Diacock. I mean...
That was Vanitas. What do you mean?
No, who the fuck... Terranort is here.
That wasn't Terranort.
Yep.
That was Vanitas and then Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
No, that's Terranort.
That's not Terranort.
That's Terranort. Who is that then?
I can't tell you.
That's not Terranort?
No, it's not Terranort.
Literally, it's Terranort.
Okay. Literally said no 4 times, but...
Oh, so it's... But then why did it remind Sora of Vanitas? And Sora's never met Vanitas.
That's true.
So how does that remind him of Vanitas if he's never met him?
I don't know, maybe this dude is like manipulating the dreams. I don't know. I forget.
Why does Vanitas look like Sora? Is a more important question. No!
Vanitas is... I'm sorry. Ventus's heart, like, comes into contact with Sora, like, really early, like, before the events of Birth by Sleep.
Because future? They knew it?
I don't know. I think.
That's not Terranort, keep watching. That's not him. Not Terranort. It didn't remind him of Vanitas. That was Vanitas. He straight up saw Vanitas.
So these are, like, kind of dreams, but also, like, kind of not. I don't really know.
They're fragments. Yeah, he was there. He was there? I thought he was dead!
Wonderful.
Let's keep watching.
We're just bringing back people now? Who's next? Ansem. Ah, wonderful. Sudden cut to the real world, and we see a couple of bros waking up at the lab. Classic bro moment. It's Axel's perspective. We see him look at his reflection to see that his little green marks are gone. That means he's Lee again. They're all somebodies now. It seems Briggs in no show though, as well as Isa. Hey, now we're in Tron Legacy. Oh my god. They try to do a realistic art style here. And you know what? It's not so bad. Tron is that thing he is in the movie. What the fuck was it called? The Riddler?
And now you're up to speed.
Gotta make poopy.
Oh, you're just farting.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, cool. What the hell? That means... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, yes. Sleeping worlds, not dreams. Sleeping worlds are like their own thing, which is to say Traverse Town is a sleeping world and they are there. What the hell it means is unclear. You got that?
Yeah, but also...
How
is Vanitas... Is Vanitas really there, or is that a dream? And also, how does Sora know who Vanitas is,
he doesn't.
Even though...
He doesn't.
He's seeing him in his dream, and...
That doesn't mean he knows who he is.
Yeah, then
also,
why is he seeing him in his dream, though?
I don't know if these are actually dreams. Sit down. Sit the fuck down. These are...
But it's called Dream Drop Distance!
These are worlds that are sleeping somehow. The process, they called them... They explicitly said sleeping worlds. Will knows what a sleeping world is.
Fuck you!
The funny lore thing about Tron Legacy is in Kingdom Hearts is that Ansem's computer system in Radiant Garden is a copy of this Tron version. Yeah, that's true. Tron Legacy is the original Tron. Yeah.
Wait, this dream version is a copy?
So the sleeping worlds. So these are all originally worlds that fell asleep somehow, maybe because of darkness or something.
Yeah.
And the Mark of Mastery exam is for Riku and Sora to go into these worlds and wake them up by unlocking keyholes. So these are real worlds that are under some sort of dream spell. They're sleeping. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah.
And that's how there's 2 versions of it. You can see why I said this was going to be a fucking kerfuffle.
And also, apparently, wait, Tron Legacy and KH is that Ansem's computer system is Radiant Garden.
I already read all that.
What does that mean? The Radiant Garden version of Tron is a copy of this sleeping world?
Yeah, they said specifically in KH2 that Tron world was a copy of a different Tron world. It was like a security system that Ansem the Wise put into his computer that was a copy of this.
Okay, so and also Vanitas is the only one who's actually there.
No, it's complicated.
That's what he says. That's what Joey says. He's the only one that's actually there. He didn't see Quasimodo or Frollo or anyone else on screen, including Neku, except he saw Vanitas when he saw this Xehanort lookalike.
I'm confused as well as you. I don't know what you said. I don't know what Joey's talking about. I'm going to continue the video.
If we're lucky,
our good old pal shows up again, but so does Xemnas. Yay. And then they leave.
Who's this?
I'm Riku. Sam and I were on our...
I think she's dead, dude. Back to the garden. Lee and Ienzo are hypothesizing on where Isa and Braig are. And all
This is the real world. This is the real world they've...
Yeah, okay, this is another thing that was... So the nobodies are back to being humans?
Yes. Yes.
After Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yeah, they come back after Sora kills them.
And they remember everything.
And they remember everything in other humans.
Wait, their bodies. They're
bodies.
back in their... Well, no. Shion, or Sayax...
I think they're going to explain it.
Is back to being a scientist. He's got a scientist
That's
outfit.
Ienzo.
Ienzo. And then Lee is still wearing his organization outfit.
Yes.
Why? If Enzo is wearing the scientist...
I don't know.
Outfit.
You got me. I don't know.
By the end of the game, it will make what little sense it probably can.
About is how when they were nobodies, Axel had Zexion killed. Now we're in Pinocchio world. Sora's dummy.
What?
When they were Lee and Ienzo are hypothesizing on where Isa and Braig are. And all I'm thinking about is how when they were nobodies, Axel had Zexion killed.
Yeah.
Now we're in Pinocchio world. Sora's dummy, so he greets Jiminy as if they know each other, even though they're in Dream World. Pinocchio says that a man in a black coat told him to play a trick on Sora. I always want to see the scenes of these super bad guys telling Disney characters to do dumb shit. Alright, Pinocchio, I want you to pull a very silly prank on this anime character.
You again?
My son!
Xemnas? This is impossible.
You just saw him, Sora. After Xemnas mumbles some nonsense at him, Sora leaves Pleasure Circus? Now they're in Monstro, but it's okay. So's Riku. A black coat has Pinocchio. Riku tells him to let him go, and he does. Riku tells the man to reveal himself.
Me?
Back in Traverse Town, Sora spots a weird bird witch dream eater.
Pause if you want to pause. What? Verbalize.
I'm getting really angry. Please shut the fuck up.
Nobody killed, and presumably their corresponding Heartless killed, they come back together. Or when a Nobody and the Heartless are killed, they come back to life.
Okay.
That is confirmed.
Is that Riku replica? Is that Dark Riku when he was under Ansem's control? And it's just a dream?
Back in Traverse Town, Sora spots a weird bird witch dream eater thingy, and he shoos it away. Joshua tells the lot that the dream eater, who I'm going to refer to as Howard, went off to the Riku version.
It has a name.
Apparently, it can summon other dream eaters. Riku meets up with Beat and Rhyme to duke it out with Howard, but they just start having a friendly conversation right in front of it. Riku even puts away his Keyblade, and it's very clearly pissing Howard off. This is actually pretty funny. Howard gets fed up and summons his ghouls, and then he just leaves. But Sora's on the other side to make sure he doesn't escape. He escaped.
Okay.
Back at Yen Sid's tower, they get a letter from Maleficent saying she's taken Minnie captive, and she's not afraid to shoot. They go back to the castle. Pete's covering her eyes. She could just crab walk out of there. They insult Pete a little bit, and Maleficent says she won't let them insult him like that, and she's got grand plans for him, which is oddly sweet. She's holding her ransom for this world. Mickey calls her bluff and demands to know what she's really after.
Very perceptive. I presume you are familiar with Xehanort.
She didn't really give an actual reason. She just tries to kill them, but is saved by Lee. Me. Anywho, on to the next world. I said, on to the next world. Oh, wait, this is it. 3 Musketeers, huh? Interesting choice.
You seem confused.
After beating up the Beagle bitches, he leaves.
Why is the buck sans mouse?
And now we're in Fantasia. Again, a very interesting choice. He sees Mickey doing his magic shit, but then hey, it's
Magic
Howard.
Mickey. I
He's
was wondering
flying
when
towards
Magic
Sora
Mickey would
full
show up.
speed, and Sora gets in fighting position, fully prepared for the next attack, but still gets whacked hard and knocked out. He didn't even try to dodge it. He wakes up at Yensid's tower. Looks like the test is over. Uh-oh, we're still in. Looks like Mickey's doing that. He talks to Sora telepathically, and this one seems to know what a Keyblade is. This seems to be a world from the past, where Mickey was being trained by Yen Sid, a sorcerer's apprentice, if you will. Apparently Howard's got...
One thing that I just want to clear up a little bit, or not really clear up, but really point out, is the fact that sleeping worlds are, like, individual worlds, but also, like, in Yen Sid's tower from the past is a sleeping world, even though Yen Sid's tower in the present
is where we are.
Is not sleeping. It's perfectly fine. But there's a separate world for Yen Sid's tower in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, it could be the Fantasia world, which you also go to.
Yeah.
But then there's also...
Might be a different tower, too.
Three Musketeers.
Might also be a different tower. Also, can we backtrack a little bit verbally? Maleficent...
Maleficent?
So much happened at once, dude.
Maleficent went into Disney Castle to get something cryptic. They kidnapped Minnie, but then
something related to Xehanort.
Yeah. Sleeping worlds and the power of waking make no sense, and there's also another mechanic that is going to be explained later, which makes no sense. Which I'm very excited about.
I need to go back. I need to.
How far? That's way too far.
Okay.
He's taken Minnie captive, and she's not afraid to
This is the real world.
This is the real world.
This is the real world.
Yes.
Okay, that...
Anything with...
Yen Sid.
Yeah.
And Maleficent is real.
Basically anything without Riku or Sora is the real world.
Okay. But the...
What?
They go back to the castle. Pete's, like, covering her eyes. She could just, like, crab walk out of there. They insult Pete a little bit, and Maleficent...
This is after Kingdom Hearts 2.
This is, yeah.
When Pete and Maleficent are, like, they helped us at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, and they're still around, they didn't really do anything at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, they were just, like, they're just kind of like...
They saved Riku, Sora, Donald, and Goofy
yeah,
at the end.
They did. No way to try to explain the ending of this game.
And says she won't let them insult him like that, and she's got grand plans for him, which is oddly sweet. She's holding her ransom for this world. Mickey calls her bluff and demands to know what she's really after.
Very perceptive. I presume you are familiar with Xehanort.
She didn't really give an actual reason. She just tries to kill them, but is saved by Lee. Me. Anywho, on to the next world.
Okay, so this is Mickey. We're back in Dream World.
Yes.
This is Dream Mickey.
This is one of the sleeping worlds. I can't call them dream worlds anymore because they're not exactly dreams.
Said, on to the next world. Oh, wait, this is it. Three Musketeers, huh? Interesting choice.
You seem confused.
After beating up the Beagle bitches, he leaves.
Why is the buck sans mouse?
And now we're in Fantasia. Again, a very interesting choice. He sees Mickey doing his magic shit, but then hey, it's Howard. He's flying towards Sora full speed, and Sora gets in fighting position, fully prepared for the next attack, but still gets whacked hard and knocked out. He didn't even try to dodge it. He wakes up at Yen Sid's tower. Looks like the test is over. Uh-oh, we're still in. Looks like Mickey's doing that. He talks to Sora telepathically, and this one seems to know what a Keyblade is. This seems to be a world from the past, where Mickey was being trained by Yen Sid, a sorcerer's apprentice, if you will. Apparently Howard's got Mickey in this trance, so Sora's got a quest through the world of Fantasia to beat him and free Mickey. Sora's doing his thing when he's encountered by this guy again. I wish just once someone would tell these coatmen, yeah, I'm busy right now. Could you just like fuck off, please? He says nothing and leaves. I wish I could leave too. He catches up with Howard, and now it's time to settle this once and for all. After murdering my favorite character in this game, Mickey gets control of his body again. In Riku's version, he basically does the same thing, so let's skip to the end of it. Riku gets to a stupid volcano and meets you-know-who. Could you guess what he tells Riku? Here, I'll give you a second to guess that it's answer E.
Oh. Okay, alright. You want to read these? Did you say no?
Riku would make a fine addition to his amiibo collection if he's ever added to Smash.
Admits that he thinks this whole Keyblade and Keyblade War thing is really dumb. He just wanted an excuse to go to Disney Town.
And then he summons Chernobog. Cool. This version's a lot easier, though. After beating him, he frees Mickey and we move on. Meanwhile, back in the real world...
Sorry again. Just turn up the volume.
Oh yeah, Donald and Goofy are still there. on the outside.
Anyway, next world that never was. What's this place doing here? Hold up a second. Sora's already sealed the 7 sleeping keyholes. Why isn't he awake yet? This warning is far in advance, but just saying, if you have any family you'd like to say goodbye to, now's the time. Anyway, here's Braig, or I guess Xigbar. He's still a nobody? He explains that he was never really taking the test at all. Their gang hijacked the sleepy world and have been guiding him throughout this whole thing without his knowledge.
That's ridiculous.
It sure is.
According to Xigbar, Sora won't be waking up. He'll be stuck there for however long these guys want him there.
Ooh. I see you still got that angry look down.
He shoots 12 bullets into the ground, summoning the fellas. So is Organization 13 back? Then how come some of the previous members are human again? Did they need replacements? Something about this makes Sora feel funny and he goes out. He awakens on Destiny Islands, where he sees that guy, but without the coat. The one and only Seeker of Darkness goes to him and starts whispering some stuff about who gives a shit. Ansem seems to be the reason that this guy is here in the first place, as getting him here was what reduced him down to the brown robe. Now we're in Traverse Town.
Wait, that coat, that's what Ansem Seeker of Darkness looked like in KH1.
Yes.
And he's talking to Xehanort.
Not Xehanort. It's the guy. It's
the guy without the coat.
Yes, from Dream Drop.
Who looks like Xehanort.
Who looks like Xehanort.
Okay.
But is not.
Okay. That's probably going to be explained. I hope.
What?
But also...
Well, yeah.
Fuck. So only some of the members of Organization 13 turned human again. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Because Xigbar is... Also, Xigbar's still alive. I thought we killed him.
Yeah.
So, we killed all the members of Organization 13. They either became human again, or they just didn't die.
They said that... I don't know if they said it yet, but Will said it, that if you're heartless, after you become a heartless and you're nobody are formed, if both of them are killed, the real person comes back.
But so they didn't have heart, but their heartless were gone from the start.
I guess so. I mean, some of them didn't. Most of them didn't have heartless. I don't think any of them have heart. They just went straight to nobody.
Yeah, but Xehanort turned himself into a heartless.
He's gonna get into it. Joe's gonna get into it.
Bring some stuff about who gives.
They haven't explained that bit yet. That's why.
But without the coat. The one and only Seeker of Darkness goes to him and starts whispering some stuff about who gives a shit. Ansem seems to be the reason that this guy is here in the first place, as getting him here was what reduced him down to the brown robe. Now we're in Traverse Town, seeing little Sora walking around a bunch during the first game. We're reliving our past experiences. I hope it doesn't flash back to that awkward moment at prom. Becky sure was pissed. Why did I write that? And just like that, Sora's out again. Riku time. Here we are in the Never Was world. He walks around for a little and eventually finds Sora in a bubble. He's having a little nap. Let's wake him. Looking into the bubble, he can see Sora's memories too. Uh-oh, the bubble's getting kind of dark. He's gonna get swallowed into the void. Oh no, never mind. The darkness manifests itself into, I shit you not, someone called Anti-Black Coat Nightmare.
Are you what's trapping him in that nightmare?
Yeah.
Because if you are, I'm what nightmares fear.
Jesus Christ. After getting rid of that one, I have no idea what that even was, Riku comes to the conclusion that if Sora keeps going after dreams of his past, he'll never wake up. It's a bit of a leap, but one that just so happens to be correct. Ansem comes in and starts taunting Riku, saying Sora's beyond saving. I'm gonna tell you now that I'm about to skip a whole bunch of darkness talk. I still have to talk about it, but you're only getting like 25%. Trust me, it's not worth it. The darkness talk is potentially at its worst here. Okay, I will say that Ansem tells Riku that darkness within darkness awaits him because that's hilarious. Riku gets gobbled up, and now we're Sora again. We're still in the dream, but a Kingdom Hearts 2 dream. Sora turns the corner and sees Naminé. Hey, it's been a while. What are you up to these days? He catches her, but then she turns into Xion. I hate it when that happens. She breaks free and he breaks down.
But they're two
He
different
wakes up
people.
again in a different part of the Never Was. He sees another black coat, and it's our boy Roxas. He explains that he's seeing all these people because they're connected to him. Like literally though. Xion and Roxas are quite literally inside of him. All that's left is Ventus. When's he coming? Sora tells Roxas that they're not the same person. Roxas is his own man, so move out of Sora's body and get a job. Roxas takes Sora's hand, and now he's seeing a bunch of Roxas's memories. and it gives Sora a stroke for some reason. I guess it's alright, because Roxas is smiling. It somehow wakes Sora up. Okay, but now he's asleep again, chasing after Kairi and Riku. Oh no, wait, they're actually Aqua and Terra. My bad.
Who?
Ven.
Ven.
Hey, there's Ventus. Sora can hear Riku telling him to stop chasing the dreams, but he's doing it anyway. And looks like it led him to Xigbar, who is not Riku or Kairi. Sora finally catches on that... wait a minute, you guys have been expressing emotion for a while now? You actually have hearts, don't you? Those words were so true that it summoned Xemnas. Turns out, they did lose their hearts, but apparently, when a body loses a heart, it starts replacing it. Kinda like a cut. It heals up eventually, right? So why not an entire body part? Okay, you ready? Because here comes the first big one. Xemnas had tricked the members of Organization 13 into believing that they had no hearts, so he can link the hearts that they secretly actually have to Kingdom Hearts, so that he can change the course of the new heart that's developing to be more like what he wants it to be. What does he want it to be, you ask? Drool leaking out of your hole? Oh, well, couldn't you already guess? He wants them to be more like him, aka Xehanort. This has been dubbed by the fans as Norting, and that's the most accurate name you could give it. Xigbar knew about this too.
We gotta listen to that again because I didn't even get that.
Oh my god.
And so I know that you didn't get that. Start from here.
This had tricked the members of
Watching a
Organization
summary
13
instead of
because
watching
here comes the
cutscenes,
first
honestly.
thing.
I'd rather watch this than the fucking cutscenes.
I've watched the cutscenes like 3 times and I still have no fucking idea what happens.
Yes, no, that's a horrible idea.
Xemnas had tricked the members of Organization 13 into believing that they had no hearts, so he can link the hearts that they secretly actually have to Kingdom Hearts, so that he can change the course of the new heart that's developing to be more like what he wants it to be. What does he want it to be, you ask? Drool leaking out of your hole? Oh, well, couldn't you already guess? He wants them to be more like him, aka Xehanort. This has been dubbed by the fans as Norting, and that's the most accurate name you could give it. Xigbar knew about this too. He was there from the beginning. If you're wondering why Xigbar has been so dedicated to helping Xehanort throughout this entire thing, well, it's because he really wants that Keyblade. This leads to the iconic line.
Me? I'm already half Xehanort.
That's nuts!
Xemnas further elaborates that the members of Organization 13 were mostly inadequate for their goals, so they have to rebuild, make a new organization. They need better members. Members like Sora. In response to this, Sora lets out a "my friends are my power," and it's powerful.
Those are just words. You've lost.
Xigbar leaves, and now it's just Sora and Xemnas. They engage in combat. Xemnas tosses some buildings. Sora tosses some balloons. Xemnas dies again. Sora collapses. Then our old pal comes in to tell Sora that he basically accomplished nothing, because he think they can't just bring him back again. Apparently the way they've been tracking Sora is that X on his shirt. Moving on, the man takes Sora back to his secret cave so he can Nort him. Riku wakes up in the void with Ansem. He tells Riku that Sora is now impossible to save, but it is possible. All you gotta do is give in to the abyss. Quick side note, but unless I'm missing something, I don't think Ansem has any reason to be doing this. They wanted Sora as a vessel, not Riku. They specifically did not want Riku for reasons that we'll be getting into in a little bit. Ansem was harassing Riku in Chain of Memories because he needed a body to control, but now he has his own body. He's fine. He doesn't need Riku. So I'm led to believe that Ansem's trying to get Riku to give into the darkness because they've actually formed some kind of bond, and I think that's cute. Riku says that maybe he's right. Maybe the darkness can get him a girlfriend. He says he will use the darkness to beat Ansem's ass once and for all. Ansem turns this place into a swirly little place, and they duke it out once again. After Riku beats him, Ansem evaporates once more and... Whoa, what the fuck is that? Terra's been working out. This fight's kinda cool. You're in a long-ass hallway, and you gotta make it towards him, and he keeps pushing you back. I like it. After beating him, Riku and Dark Beast Terra have a little exchange. Remember, Terra gave Riku the ability to use the Keyblade, and now we're never was again. He makes it up the castle, and now we're in the organization room, but no one's there. Except Sora. He's out cold. Before he can make it to him, he's stopped by the boy. He says Riku isn't useful to his people, because he's practically immune to darkness due to mixing it together with the light. So now they've gone for Sora. Xehanort needs 13 vessels for his 13 darknesses to clash against the 7 lights. Speak of the devil, they arrive. This new Organization 13, officially dubbed the real Organization 13. This game's a real pain in my ass. Alright, second big one. Ready? This guy who's been following us for the entire game is, in fact, Xehanort. No, I don't mean he's someone who got Norted, and he's not a Heartless or a nobody. He's Xehanort from the past. That's right. Time travel. Ansem didn't have his body for a while in the first game because he sacrificed it in order to go back to the past and tell young Xehanort about how cool he is in the future and that he should join. That old bitch is really desperate for Xehanort.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is probably like the one instance where I wouldn't want time travel to be, because it's just more of a hindrance.
Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, travels back into the past and recruits young Xehanort to come into the future
to be part of the real Organization 13.
Yeah.
But then how would Xehanort do all that? Because he took him out of time, or are they creating a new timeline?
Took him out of time?
If he
took him out of his own timeline.
Yeah, and if we're, I mean, I don't know.
Gonna keep watching. We'll keep watching. Just let him vent for a second. I'm not gonna explain it.
Maybe it has to have one of their outfits too. So wait, so Ansem, okay.
Xehanort about how cool he is in the future and that he should join. Until he didn't have his body for a while in the first game because he sacrificed it in order to go back to the past and tell
That's why?
Young Xehanort about how cool he is in the future and that he should join. That old bitch is really desperate for vessels, huh? Oh, and the reason they were on Destiny Islands during that flashback was because Xehanort used to live there. It wasn't his birthplace, but he just settled there in his early adulthood. Do you understand why Ansem and Xemnas came back, and why they will come back again? Time travel. This young bitch-ass fucking Xehanort went back and grabbed everyone who died to come back, so everything we've accomplished in the entire series is basically pointless. You know, I've heard people say that Xehanort is omniscient. He knows everything that's going to happen, when it's going to happen. But that's not true. The truth is he has about, about this many backup plans. He didn't plan on getting his ass whooped hard enough to make him lose memory. That was definitely a snag in the road. But he considered it a possibility. He didn't plan on Terra being so resilient in his body, but he had a way to expel him in case that happened. If he stubs his toe, he has a backup plan on how to work around it. If young Xehanort, Ansem, and Xemnas all just died right here, putting time travel off the table, don't worry, he's probably got interdimensional traversal plans somewhere in his attic. Anyway, young man tells Riku that plain old no-nonsense Xehanort will be stopping by soon, as all the pieces are put together for him to come back. But before they can all gang up on Riku, Mickey comes are put together for him.
My era to live the life fate has in store.
Young Xehanort.
So
after summoning all of the organization members, he's going to go back to his own time. That's what he's saying there.
So he's only here temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
He's because if he remains here, then
fuck with time.
So it's going by the bullshit time travel logic where if you kiss someone in the past, that has consequences for the future. It doesn't create there's no alternate.
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's no.
This is a linear timeline, not a split timeline. Is what I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Young Xehanort was the Beavis secret boss, by the way. Oh.
Yeah, that's what he thought.
But before they can all gang up on Riku, Mickey comes in with Stopsa to freeze everyone for an extended period of time. But it didn't really work on the youngin' over here because I guess time travel makes you immune to being frozen or whatever. He whips out his weird time keyblade and uses time powers to transport him and Riku to Timeland. Time for the final battle. I'm really punny today. Riku wins. He's transported back to the organization room, but now Stopsa is wearing off. And hey, look who decided to stop by. Mickey forgot what happened in Birth by Sleep and asks why he's doing this. So he gives his explanation again, I don't need to go over it. He says that this is the better way to forge the Keyblade, and the last way was stupid, so forget about it.
It's really creepy.
He calls Sora a dull, ordinary boy, so now it's personal. Mickey says that there aren't even 7 Keyblade wielders to be the lights. Xehanort acknowledges this.
Yes, little king. Perceptive.
And even that he's taking one away with Sora. But he's so confident that they'll find all the wielders they need. If not, it doesn't matter, he probably has a backup plan for that. But now, it is time to Nort Sora, which I guess Xehanort can just do with his Keyblade. His high chair gets even higher, and the ceremony has begun. They try to stop it from happening, but they get pinned down by Xehanort 2 and 3. Oh no, he's gonna do it.
He made it!
You.
Oh.
Axel!
Axel!
This is my real hair, okay?
The Cuck Savior comes in to save the day. Syax tries to fight him. Looks like he voluntarily got Norted. Ansem whips out Shadow Terror to keep them from getting away. But don't worry, Donald and Goofy are here too. They bonk him so hard he disappears.
There's a lot going on here.
The Nort gang is out of time. Xehanort tells them that they will meet at the Keyblade Graveyard when the time is right, so about 7 years. They get back to the real realm and over to Yen Sid's tower. Sora's still out. Kinda like Ventus back in the day. But according to Yen Sid, he can be awoken. Someone just needs to dive into his heart and pour some cold water on him in there.
Look at his face. Sleeping like nothing's wrong. Like there's nothing to even worry about. He's always been like that. The three of us would agree to work on the raft.
That's our only
And then this guy would go take a nap on the beach. You see,
he already did this speech.
He doesn't even look worried. Whatever we'd be doing together, he'd find a way to slack off. Even trying to leave the islands. I did all the work on the raft by myself.
Riku volunteers to go in. Damn, Sora's heart ain't looking too good. But suddenly it transforms into Traverse Town. Riku walks around for a little while, but finally, he sees the guardian of Sora's heart. The guy who's been with him this whole time.
Oh, right.
What?
Excuse me? Zombie Frankenstein Pete is in Sora's heart?
After beating him, Sora reveals himself. But he gets swallowed into his own heart. That sucks. But it's okay. That means he's...
Can I clear that up? That I don't know if he says it or not, but that's not actually the final boss of the game. That's the secret boss. It's like the equivalent of the Lingering Will from this game.
But it's in the middle of the game.
It's not. It's you can fight it afterwards, after you beat the game. Oh, by the way, I don't think Joey mentioned it, but Sora went into actual Sleeping Worlds and Riku. Oh, he is gonna cover it. Don't read it.
Oh.
The place is engulfed in light, and Riku goes back to the land of the conscious. He's afraid he might be hurt.
Oh, he doesn't explain it? Oh, I thought Joe was
safe!
gonna...
Riku!
Talk about it.
Wait, haven't we got this backwards? And why are you having a tea party?
You're safe, Riku!
They get up to hear the results of their test. He says that they both deserve the honor, but Sora did go into a coma and almost got Norted, so Riku passes and Sora fails. Doesn't seem to bother Sora, though. More importantly, Lee learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah, Lee's still there.
Must be in the snap of the wrist or something. Oh.
Yeah, fuck you two, game. Take a deep breath.
What?
Axel's Keyblade wielder, or Lee.
You made it to the end. We've now entered the epilogue. Before I put this video out of its
it gets
misery...
explained before the anticoat that thing.
Julius is... that thing is called Julius, the Pete...
Yeah.
Pete Frankenstein?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember what it's from, but it's like it's from a Disney.
Fucking with you. This doesn't really happen. Wait. So, I'm so confused.
Okay, so
let's just finish.
Kind of fuck me up here, Joe.
Yeah. Fucking what?
This is the end of him talking about Dream Drop?
I wanted to give you some more video
it's
game
epilogue,
trivia.
but also
Specifically-
Lee is...
Hold on. Shut up.
Before I put this video out of its misery, I wanted to give you some more video game trivia.
Okay, all right. Riku is, they say this in the game, but hold on. Let me read verbatim what Shay said. I don't think Joey mentions it, but Sora went into the actual sleeping worlds to unlock them, and Riku dived into Sora's dreams of those worlds. Riku was Sora's Dream Eater the whole time. So Riku is also a Dream Eater, which is the name of the Pokemon from this game. They're called the Dream Eaters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they weren't happening simultaneously.
They were, but they weren't like They weren't the same world, like I said.
Not at all. One was sleeping and one was dream.
One was Sora's dream of that world, yeah. So I guess he was just protecting Sora the whole time while he was doing the Mark of Mastery exam, but Riku ends up being the one who passes the Mark of Mastery
So who's
exam.
the final boss of this game? Julius is the super boss.
It was young Xehanort.
And Julius is the super boss.
Julius is the super boss.
Okay. That was a joke by young Joey.
That's why I skipped the real
That's
final
why.
there is a real final boss besides young Xehanort? Because I totally forgot.
That's why I skipped the real final boss for a joke. He didn't skip young Xehanort.
Was he the real final boss, though?
He was the final boss, and then Julius was a secret boss, I think.
I'm having doubts now.
Specifically the stuff I couldn't find a place for in the video.
Yeah, and the real final boss was some Dream Ventus armor idiot.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Dream Ventus armor. Oh, he did skip it.
Oh, yeah. Why did you skip that?
Did you know? In the original Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts 1...
What?
Armor Nightmare. No, the final boss is Ventus Armor Nightmare.
Now I'm remembering it. Yeah, now I remember.
He skipped it for a joke.
Chronobog's fight theme wasn't Night on Bald Mountain, but instead was one of the game's regular boss themes, Squirming Evil. On top of that, the original Japanese release didn't have difficulty options, the Ice Titan, Kurtzisa, or Sephiroth. All those were only in the international version.
Good.
Did you know? Bahamut from Final Fantasy was originally going to be a summon, but was cut. Woody and Buzz were supposed to be summons in the second game, but were slashed. You're supposed to be able to visit Disney Castle in the first game, but that was destroyed. Other unvisited worlds include a Jungle Book world, and, of all things, a Sword in the Stone world. I hope Kingdom Hearts 4 has a Black Cauldron world. Did you know? During the first cutscene on the 6th day in Kingdom Hearts 2, when Roxas looks out the window, some birds fly by. If you look real close, you can see that for a split second, he turns into Sora, as a little reference to Roxas being a part of him. Did you know? In a recent interview, Nomura stated that there were plans for many more Xehanorts. Among them was an even older Xehanort and one that looks and behaves like Sora, as a sort of yin-yang between the two. Did you know? Yen Sid was actually going to be the only fourth party member in Kingdom Hearts 2, in the world that never was, wielding his old Keyblade. He was removed because his moveset proved to be too powerful.
It's not true.
Both regular enemies and bosses. Did you know?
So Joey really likes this joke.
Fake, but they sounded real, didn't they? Did you know? In the original PSP version of Birth by Sleep,
just keeps going.
Cutscene with Aqua, Mickey, and Kairi. If you pause at the right time, two Kairis. During the part where you're escorting Queen Minnie to the Cornerstone of Light.
Hey, what?
Two Kairis.
Oh, because one's in front and one's behind, I think.
Aqua, Mickey, and Kairi. Or if you pause at the right time, two Kairis. During the part where you're escorting Queen Minnie to the Cornerstone of Light.
I don't understand
if you hacked the game so you could play as Roxas here, strangely enough, they'll have unique voice lines.
I'm on it. Ready? Man.
This implies he might have been playable for longer than he ended up being. And finally, my last piece of trivia. Did you know? If you look at yourself in the mirror, deep within your own eyes, you'll realize that you still haven't forgiven yourself for what you did 2 years ago. Anyway, let's finish this.
Is that a reference to me breaking his toe? After talking about...
A short amount of time later, Yen Sid summons Riku, Mickey, and Kairi to his office. There they reveal to the young ones about how Aqua saved Riku back in the Realm of Darkness in Kingdom Hearts 1. I guess Riku's both deaf and blind because he couldn't see the light show that was clearly in his view. Riku gets upset about how they kept this from him, but Yen Sid says that if he were told, him and or Sora would stage a plan to get her out of there. Yeah, I'll give you that. But now that Riku's a Keyblade master, he and Mickey can go together to save her. And once she's saved, she can bring them to where she hid Ventus, Castle Oblivion, because they don't know he's there. Probably should have asked before she went to hide him. As for Kairi, she's gonna train to be a proper Keyblade wielder. Yeah, she can use a Keyblade, remember? What, you don't remember the one scene she used it in? Anyway, she's gonna be training with Lee. She protests at first because he kidnapped her canonically at most like a month or two ago. Mickey says,
"You can trust him."
And then she stops talking for the rest of the scene. Once we have Aqua and Ventus and Kairi and Lee are trained, they'll have all 7 Keyblade wielders they need. But what about Sora? Well, he's brought in shortly after, and Yen Sid tells him that he's no Keyblade master, he's weak and useless. You can't even do a simple dream test without getting Norted? Pathetic. The only reason we keep you around is because we need as many Keyblade wielders as we can get. Oh, and also because without him, Ventus can't wake up. That's right, Ventus's heart is within him, so we need to bring it back to his own body using a special move called the Power of Waking. Yensid has no idea how to teach him that move. He was hoping that he'd learn it during his Mark of Mastery. For now, first and foremost, he needs to get his strength back. That whole incident in Dreamland put him back at level 1. Again. Jesus, can Sora ever catch a break with that? They need him to get his power back quickly, so he's got to get advice from someone who's been through the same thing. And who might that be? Well, just a little someone who was lost, but found his way to the light because of his friends. That's right, Hercules. And with that, they're off. And so am I. It's been a pleasure to work with you.
That's basically the intro to
my
Cage
work is
3.
done, and my time is up. If anyone watched this and, most likely, enjoyed it, I intend to make at least one more video like it, as I said earlier. But for now, I bid you farewell.
Wait, let's read this. Wait, hold on. Make us play with Walt Disney.
What's this song?
It's like this.
Kingdom Hearts played by Don Cheadle.
That be true. Should have been that be true enough.
Why?
That was very good, Joey. Was there an end credits for?
Boy Oswald coming at you with a new video. Now I hear that President Kennedy's making the rounds a little outside my neighborhood, and I just want to show. I'm gonna show him what happens when you mess with our great America. Let's see how it goes.
No.
Joey did it!
Wait, stop.
Jeepers!
That's what he does to
Is this just
outro, right?
Yeah.
Zooms in
No, it's not a link.
restaurant.
Just stop.
Don't she make candles?
Am I watching my own
that smell
game?
like orgasm in her pussy?
Oh, he's showing off. Well, we got let these credits.
No, he played a very bad clip of you saying something.
In another
what was it? Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah,
wait, yeah, hold on. Let me.
No, we're not gonna do that again.
I want to. What did I say?
Orgasm in her pussy. It was that quote.
Gotta play it again.
Orgasm in her pussy.
What was the context?
Gwyneth Paltrow. Like.
Yeah.
On top of all that nonsense, in another recent interview with Nomura, he was asked if Sora was a top or a bottom. In response, he said, "Joe, I thought the restraining order was clear."
Man, I never knew Joey was this funny.
What are these, by the way?
These are the
these are his
Captain Hook tricks Terra into guarding me treasure by saying there's light in the box and... Captain Hook... It's so stupid, it's so dumb.
Terra's whole plot in Birth by Sleep is really fucking dumb. It's just him bouncing from Disney World to Disney World, getting manipulated by the villains, like, really horribly.
So even he's, like, dumber than Riku.
Super dumb. But you're playing, if you're playing as Riku, basically.
Why did he play the clip? Orgasm in pussy.
Don't bother. You can no longer reach him where he is. His heart belongs again to dinner. All worlds begin in toasters. And also toast. The heart is no richer. In the end, every heart returns to the lamp oil whence it came. You see, darkness is the heart's true.
That's not true! I've learned that deep down there's a light that never goes out.
You must die!
Joey sent us that clip a long time ago, but I guess he wanted to put it in here. Xehanort will return in final chapter. Oh, hold on.
I just want it to end. Alright. I'm not sitting here for 20 seconds. Just scroll through, see if he does anything. Nice. Okay, thank you for that, Joe.
You're so antsy to get it out of here.
Because I want to talk about it.
Ooh, why is my Fiverr here?
Why are you signing up for Fiverr, by the way? I meant to ask you this earlier. What was that? Why 5?
I don't know. I was just looking into it. Just leave me alone.
Why? I don't understand why.
Anyway, oh shit. How do we? Oh, you know what? We need a new picture. So I'm gonna fucking. Let me pull up a funny one. Fucking stupid ass.
What? I don't.
Yeah, Chase, you can come in the Discord, by the way. Fucking.
The stream just crashed really hard. We just didn't have a plan for what was gonna come after. I want to talk about this though.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking.
Just give me a second to get everything looking nice.
Get the horses in there.
let me just there we go.
Perfect.
All right, we got our horses, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna leave us there. Don't explain anything to fuck these guys. I'm out. Thank you, Joseph. Ready for this cum slut to answer any questions.
I'll see you later, Joe.
Yeah.
So.
Hello.
There he is.
Can you hear us?
And Will's here and he's muted.
Okay.
Can I am
muted.
Can we I'm gonna give you the coordinates to an undisclosed location, and you're gonna bring just
okay. Let's get this started because I don't know how long I have.
Just kill me.
As long as you need.
Yeah.
I can tell you everything.
Anyway, where should we start?
Yeah, well,
all right.
Let's clean up the main stuff first, and then we'll do the mobile game.
I have a question regarding All right. Oh yeah, final chapter prologue. That was a movie.
So, wait. You mean 0.2 or the whole thing?
The thing that he showed at the end of.
2.8 is a collection of 3D ported from 3DS to the console you're playing on.
Yeah, PS4.
Yeah.
It includes a playable demo, basically a demo for 3.
Which is like Aqua's story.
Yeah, that was the fragment where.
No, I know that. I'm talking about the thing that played at the end of the.
That cutscene he showed at the very end.
Yeah.
With, that's the ending to 0.2.
Oh, he split it. Okay.
0.2 is actually Nikki explaining the story to everyone else.
Okay. And Lee's a Keyblade wielder.
Yeah, but that got showed at the end of
0.2.
Okay.
0.2's ending cutscene is like edited a little bit and thrown at the beginning of 3.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's basically the intro.
Oh, we're gonna see it again.
Just that one part with them in Yensid's tower telling him to go see Hercules.
Yes.
And that takes place like after Dream Drop. That cutscene.
Yes, that's that cutscene takes place right before.
So while you're
wait, hang on. A couple quick things. Coded, because you didn't talk about it.
Well, hold on. Let me go back to Fragmentary real quick. So when you're playing Fragmentary, it's just Mickey telling everyone what Aqua's going through, and then it cuts to after Birth by Sleep.
So the premise of it is like because 0.2. Yeah, no. So I was gonna say 0.2. 0.2 itself, like the frame story of Mickey telling everyone about Aqua, takes place after 3D when they're scrambling to be like, we need 7 Keyblade wielders.
And who are the 7 Keyblade wielders? I forgot what they mentioned.
Huh?
The 7 light or whatever.
Yeah.
There will eventually be. 7
they're like, we need 7. Where do we don't have enough? And Mickey's like, oh yeah, what about Aqua? And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What about Aqua? He's like, she's been trapped in the realm of darkness for 10 years.
So Aqua, Mickey,
and he knew.
Sora, Ventus.
He knew.
Mickey
knew that, but he didn't tell anyone because he knew that if he told Riku was gonna go get her and like die.
Sora would, try to go get her.
So
and get fucked.
So it's Mickey, Ventus, Aqua, Lee, who is no longer Axel.
Yes.
Roxas?
No.
No.
So the Birth by Sleep trio, the Kingdom Hearts regular trio, Lee and Mickey.
That's 8.
Oh.
No. Oh yeah, you're right.
Ventus and Shion don't count, even though they're Keyblade wielders. I mean, I'm sorry.
on
Roxas
Kairi,
and Shion don't exist anymore. Never mind.
Were they counting on having Kairi or no?
Kairi was a backup.
Maybe.
But they were teaching her how to defend herself in case they went after her.
Yeah, Kairi was a backup, but it was going to be the Birth by Sleep trio, the Kingdom Hearts, Sora, Riku, Mickey, and Lee.
Okay, so this is, and I guess because Shion and Roxas don't exist anymore, they would have been, but they're not. Okay. By the way, when I said to look at the description in the beginning, it was because I edited it. I put what I wanted you to see in the chat. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
really
thank you,
quick,
Joe.
Coded was basically I don't remember what spurred it on,
Do you
but like,
remember how at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, Jiminy's journal is completely wiped?
Oh yes.
Besides thank Namine.
So they took the journal to the castle.
To Mickey's castle.
Mickey's castle, and tried to digitize the data in it.
To like figure out what's wrong with it.
This is the beginning of Coded? This is the beginning of Coded?
This is the beginning of Coded.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is after Kingdom Hearts 2. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, the journal was all fucked up. What was wrong with that? Let's try to fix it.
Okay.
And then basically what it boils down to is they make a fake Sora out of Data to explore the worlds in there. And all it really boils down to is Maleficent gets in there at some point, like actually gets in the Data world and like is... Huh?
So many
What?
worlds.
I guess so.
Yeah, she does. She actually gets in there. She actually gets in the datascape, or she calls it date escape.
Because she doesn't know computers.
Because she's a fucking idiot, yeah. And she like I think all that really comes of it encoded is that she thinks that there's like power to be gained by utilizing that or something, basically.
By going into the digital world?
Yeah, she learns about the digital world and she's like, that's powerful. That's all she really...
Was Coded even covered in this video?
The first mention of the Book of Prophecies?
No.
I think it is.
Coded,
yeah.
I think she mentions the Book of Prophecies in Coded.
In Coded she mentions it?
Yeah, which
So? It might be in 3D. I know she mentions it at some point in one of those two games.
They briefly went over the Book of Prophecies in
Well, you have to remember that those games came out before the mobile game at all.
Right.
Yeah.
The Book of Prophecies, was that mentioned in that movie?
That was mentioned in the mobile game
so
movie.
we'll get to that in a second.
It's a mobile game detail.
It has to do with mom.
So what? So Coded, you said Coded doesn't have any bearing to like the overall plot.
I was gonna say listen. There's like two characters. There's two new characters in Coded. Data Sora, which is like a Data version of Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora going through the book, who they claim is an actual like his own person, but he has not shown up again since. And Data Riku, who is like an embodiment of the security of the journal or whatever. I don't fucking know. He's stupid. They both suck.
The best thing to come out of Coded is the line of dialogue of Sora going, "King Mickey, it's Riku. They put bugs in him."
Yeah. But the real takeaway from Coded is at the end, they basically Namine in the book, like Data Namine, tells Data Sora, who then tells Mickey and everyone else in the real world that there are people with quote hurt in and related to Sora, and he needs to fix it.
Oh, he knows hurt.
What?
That's a line from Kingdom Hearts 3. I do know hurt.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, that's why.
Is that real? Is that really why he says that?
I think so.
Wait,
I'm sorry. It's kind of out of nowhere.
Wait, say that again. How does he know what hurt is?
Because at the end of Coded, Data Namine inside the journal tells Data Sora, who then tells Mickey, who then tells Sora.
What does it? What does that mean though?
It just means that like Roxas, Shion, fucking Ventus are, hurting, and
they're all physically within Sora.
They're all physically within him, and he has to do something about it.
His heart is my heart. I want to flip a fucking table.
That's literally all Coded has to offer.
Okay, cool. Never talking about it again. It was a game for the DS.
And we were like, oh, is it going to show up in 3? Spoilers, it does not show up in 3. Data Sora is gone. Who fucking cares?
Oh, this was kind of, I feel like, touched upon either in the chat or in the video. But so when the nobody and the heartless died, the human comes back.
Yes.
So that means that old Xehanort is back.
Yeah, he was coming back in that last cutscene.
Okay, so then how did Xemnas and Ansem Secret of Darkness come back?
Time travel.
Well,
hang on.
Is time travel ever explained?
Wait,
no.
In Dream Drop.
That's the thing. No. Hang on. That's the thing. Joey avoided that, which is probably for your benefit.
Like the details of time travel.
How it works. Let's focus for a sec, because first, let's Okay, let's explain. Let's do time travel in 3D first, and then we'll go back into the mobile game.
I know that. So Ansem, Secret of Darkness gave up.
Hold on, don't jump around.
His body to go back in time.
Let us guide you. Let us guide you. So, the rules of time travel are stated by Yensid in 3D at some point that you cannot time travel forward. Period. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can time travel backward if you get rid of your body and become just a heart. But you can only time travel to a place that you have been, like in the past. Like you have to be there.
You don't have to have been there, but you have to have been alive at that.
Yes, you have to have existed in that time period. And the other thing was you can only return to where you left, right?
Yeah,
to when
you can't jump further into the future.
Yes. So when Xehanort becomes Xemnas and Ansem goes back in time because he's just a heart. He's just a heartless.
Oh,
to
so
tell
that's
young Xehanort all of this shit because all of this was according to plan apparently. Because for whatever reason though, he then decides to go fuck off and open a door for no reason. I don't know why Ansem does that.
The Secret of Darkness
For
Ansem?
some reason, because remember, Ansem and Xemnas are unique people from Xehanort.
Right.
They don't, unlike every other nobody, where the nobody is just the same person, like it's just their body.
But it seems as though in Kingdom Hearts 2... Wait, hold on.
They all carry on his will in some way.
Right. Xemnas... The cutscene with Xemnas going to see Aqua's armor. How else would he have known about Aqua?
Yeah, they all carry on his will in some way, but not directly.
He doesn't fucking...
He writes forward, that's it.
Yeah.
Wait, question.
I was gonna say Nomura writes forward, but decided to make prequels, which is the problem.
So after Xehanort turned all of the apprentices into nobodies, he then turned it on himself, became a heartless, and
traveled back in time as Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
While Xemnas stayed behind, and became the leader of Organization 13.
Yes. But he went back. So he went back in time, told young Xehanort, "Hey, this is what we're doing. We're gonna do it." And then goes and does Kingdom Hearts 1 and all that, and he gets defeated and becomes whole again. But the confusing part comes when you realize that young Xehanort had to time travel to the future to participate. Which, according to Yensid, is against the rules, and literally was like the previous cutscene before he does it.
Wait, how does he travel to the future? Does he like?
Well,
Kingdom Hearts 3 just decided that was okay.
No, because you just said that he needs to lose his body.
Well, to time travel to the past, yes, he had to do that.
Okay.
As of 3D, so there was this whole thing where until 3 came out, I had this theory that the timeline in Kingdom Hearts was a linear progressing line. The future does not exist yet at all, and it will not until Nomura writes it in the next game. Which is to say that when Birth by Sleep came out, the furthest point in time that could possibly exist was, what, 2? End of 2?
Would have been 3D, wouldn't it?
When Birth by Sleep came out? Oh, I guess so.
When Birth by Sleep came out, it would have been it would have been it would have been coded. I think that came out first.
Okay.
So you're telling me that it's a linear timeline, not a split timeline.
To the point where the theory was young Xehanort was able to time travel to the future because he is Xehanort and was quote-unquote returning to when he left. You know what I mean?
No.
Say that again?
I agree. It doesn't work, and it's not true either. So
Wait,
say
that again?
Forget it. Okay. Time travel's fucking stupid. Nomura doesn't know how it works.
Xehanort time travel to the future for plot convenience.
Yeah, but then he says he has to go back in time to relive the...
Well, one more thing about time travel. When they bring them to the future, it's not permanent. Like, they'll return to their time eventually.
Okay.
And when you return back to your original time, you forget everything that happened.
But it like imprints you.
Level.
It like imprints on you.
Yeah.
Which basically made it that they all wanted to do this plan anyway.
So, but if the real Organization 13 members have to go back to their own time, then how are they gonna all meet up back at the graveyard or whatever Xehanort said?
In 3, well, you're gonna play 3 and find out.
Okay. All right. That's enough of that.
So, the big one.
Time travel wasn't the big one? I thought time travel was the big one.
No, the mobile game.
Oh, yeah, that's a little bigger.
These are the new revelations that Joey...
Just to clear things up, I want to make some definitions real quick. The mobile game has... I guess let's say 4 different titles depending on where you look. 5 maybe.
No, so well,
let's just explain the history of the game. Hang on, no, listen. I was gonna say, so there's Kingdom Hearts Key, right? Just called Kingdom Hearts Key, which was a browser-based game in Japan only, right?
Yeah.
I think Joey was making a mistake where he was fusing this game together with the mobile game.
Yes. So
because on the surface,
hang on. Let's define all of them. Let's define all of them first.
Yes.
So there's Kingdom Hearts Key, which was basically the story of you play as a random Keyblade wielder, part of a union. You gather up light for your union, and in the background, the union leaders are having that fight that they have in the movie adaptation of that half of the game.
Right.
So back cover covers half of Key.
Okay.
It covers the union leader half.
Yes.
Just what the union leaders are up to. The other half of it is you as a player, Scold, Ephemer, which are those two other characters, and like a bunch of other people gathering light for your unions and learning about the Keyblade War that's coming up because it's coming up and they know it's coming up.
What's the gameplay like?
It sucks.
You go to Disney Worlds, right? You go to Disney Worlds?
The browser game is some weird card-based.
It's like you use like medals. It sucks.
No. I'm talking the browser one or the mobile?
They're basically the same.
No, they're different.
I don't care. We're not talking about this. Who cares?
Okay.
All right, my bad.
And Key itself, Key ends with the Fox Union leader Ava, who is in charge of creating a group of people called the Dandelions, which is basically like these people are going to be set aside. They're not going to partake in the Keyblade War, and they're going to be sent away to survive the war and continue from there. So Key ends with the war happening, a bunch of fucking people die. That's where the Keyblade Graveyard comes from. And Scold, Ephemer, a couple other union leaders we'll explain in a sec.
Were those Marluxia and Larxene? Those two?
We'll explain in a sec. Okay. The Dandelions consist of there are no union leaders in the Dandelions. There are just people that were in unions.
Okay.
But 5 of them are chosen to be new union leaders after the events.
Okay.
We'll explain that in a sec.
5 of the Dandelions.
Yeah, it sounds like fucking Harry Potter house drama.
Yes.
So first of all, I think Chase sort of skipped. Okay.
What were you
right to Union Cross.
Why?
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Explain Lushu and shit first, I guess.
No, we'll explain it all later. We're just gonna go. I said let's do the incarnations of the game first.
Oh yes. So that's the browser-based Japanese game. Okay. Then later it gets adapted into. Well, so then there's the first version of the mobile game, which is Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key.
And this is all important, but we never got it in America.
No. Unchained Key we got.
I played one of these games.
No, but the Japanese browser game we didn't get.
Well, hang on. The surface, Unchained Key just seems to be a port of the browser game.
Yes.
To mobile phones.
Okay.
So you play. Eventually, it gets changed over title-wise to Union Cross because it turns out that what you're playing through is actually your main character having dream sequences reliving the events of Key.
So the mobile game takes place after the Keyblade War. Your character's in like a hibernation.
So it's not a port.
It's
not. No, the gameplay and story-wise, it is, but there's extra cutscenes of like people looking at you in bed.
Until you get to quest like 200, in which case it turns out you're actually in a dream world.
And we can play this right now on our phones.
What?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. The game is shut
down.
You can watch all the cutscenes though. But
yeah, only people who all the cutscenes.
No, please.
So you wake up. You're done with the dream sequences. You basically dream sequence through all of the plot of Key, which basically means you get to play Key, right?
Okay.
Then you wake up and you're in like an alternate version of Daybreak Town.
After the war.
Oh, by the way, real quick, the Disney worlds you go to in all of these games, Key, Union Cross, all of them.
Yeah.
So it is the age of fairy tales, which means that it's just one big world. Like you could walk from Daybreak Town to fucking 100 Acre Wood.
Right. It's Pangea.
But they don't. So remember the Book of Prophecies is the Master's Keyblade has that eye on it.
Yeah.
And as long as Lu Shu, his main apprentice guy, and his apprentice and so on, keep carrying that Keyblade through time, the Masters keeps on getting to see the future and write it down in the Book of Prophecies. Right?
Okay. And what does that accomplish?
I don't fully know yet either.
Master of Masters knows the future somehow.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, not somehow.
So what I'm saying though is the place that the key, because you have to remember, Heartless don't really show up until
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Kingdom Hearts 1 when they get let out of the Realm of Darkness. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens in Key for the unions to gather light is that they use the worlds that are written in the Book of Prophecies, like Kingdom Hearts 100 Acre Wood and shit.
I remember you go to like Wonderland and stuff.
Yeah, so you go to basically data versions of those worlds.
But they're not really data versions.
No, they are. They are.
They're actually data.
Remember, the Keyblade sees the future. He writes it in the Book of Prophecies. They convert the pages of the Book of Prophecies about those worlds into data worlds, and then you go in them, fight Heartless in there, and get light.
Okay.
Very stupid.
And what about
Mickey
the
shows
box?
up at some point. It makes no fucking sense.
No, Mickey
the
only
box we
shows
still
up
don't really
in the
know.
whole- That's not part of the story, is it?
I don't know. I don't care.
They talk about the box in
anyway.
KH3, but not fully.
Anyway, so you wake up. The game is now called Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. The new 5 union leaders of the Dandelions have been chosen, and they are. Go ahead, Will. I'm done.
They are in order: Scold,
which is like your main friend.
Yeah,
Oh no,
Scold and Ephemera were your two friends from the mobile game.
From the browser game.
Then the first new one we learned is some guy named Brain. He's just a guy in a fucking
Trilby.
Yeah, like a Trilby.
Wait, what'd you say his name was?
Important.
Brain.
The fourth one we learn is
Ventus.
The guy is Lord. Actually, I might be getting the order wrong.
No, it's Ventus next.
Oh, it's Ventus. Ventus, like Ventus from Birth by Sleep, is the fourth union leader.
Okay.
Then the fifth one we learn
was supposed to be
a woman named Strelitzia. But in her introduction, she's murdered. And then instead, the fifth union leader we're shown is a guy named Lorium.
Which, if you add an X2 and scramble, is Marluxia.
Okay. And he has the pink hair?
Yes.
Okay.
And how is he so
I showed a
old?
picture of him in the video.
How is he able to live this long?
We'll get to that when we get to the end of the mobile game.
We'll explain it after Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, so the thing is with the mobile game has been running since 2016 and just ended this year.
So after
there's
3.
Yeah,
Have they been updating it the whole time?
So there's part.
They've been updating it all 3 years, all 5 years.
Yeah,
all those years, yeah.
The point is, there's a part of the story where we're gonna stop. You're gonna play Kingdom Hearts 3, and then we're gonna finish it because they didn't release all of the story at once. You know what I mean?
All right.
Thankfully, it's mostly just the ending of the mobile game that happens after 3. Like that is that should be revealed after 3.
Okay.
It's just weird shit.
And you have to remember, all of this shit takes place.
You
Yeah.
probably could give it now. It doesn't really add to the context of 3.
But
we need a little bit more context for it. Also, I think that's
you might as well wait.
That's in Cage.
No, because it actually does really matter because of Super Boss Guy and
that's right. Yeah.
Melody of Memory stuff.
Yeah.
So we should wait.
I can't go on.
So, union leaders, there's a bunch of just like figuring out where they are, what they're doing. You know better than I will at this point.
Yeah. So eventually they find out. So they just sort of go through like what's happening, what happened to all the union leaders, like what happened to the world. Eventually they find out that they're not really in Daybreak Town. They're in a upload of Daybreak. They're in an upload of Daybreak Town in a digital world.
Yeah.
Data.
After the Keyblade War, they were put in a digital world.
Yeah, the Dandelions were all scooped up and put into a digital version of Daybreak Town.
Okay, and they're unaware of it.
They find out.
They find out. Like, they're unaware of it at the start, but they find out. They're like, uh-oh.
Also, Strelitzia is Lorium's sister.
Yes, Strelitzia is Lorium's sister.
She's dead, and Lorium's
we don't
like...
learn this until way later, but even though the cutscene wants you to think it's Lorium who killed her, it's not.
Okay.
So,
you know what, Will? Let's talk about shit except for like the very end, because that's all that really is going to matter. Like we can even talk about Maleficent and stuff.
So yeah, so one of the so this has actually happened before 3. So one of the cutscenes has.
This is what you've been waiting for, Josh.
Yes. So there's just a cutscene that features what's her face shows up. Maleficent just shows up.
So no, better yet.
Oh, where are we starting?
Kingdom Hearts 1. Remember when she turns into a dragon and you kill her?
Mm-hmm.
That means she's now.
She was turned into a Heartless by Riku. Remember? That was
her Heartless. The dragon. Okay.
Well, it just took that form. Whatever. Riku stabbed her in the heart with his fucking keyblade.
Right.
Oh.
So yeah, you kill her.
She became a
Disney Heartless.
She became a Heartless. And remember, for whatever reason, what can hearts do? They can time travel.
So she goes back to the age of fairy tales, because remember, she was there.
Well, no, that's not what happens.
No, she tries to do it. She's like, I'm going to go back in time to the age of fairy tales because Xehanort told me about the Book of Prophecies and all that shit.
I'm sorry, quick refresher, what is the Book of Prophecies again? What does it do?
It's just, the Master of Masters Keyblade sees the future, he writes down what it sees.
Yeah, so it's literally just a book that tells what will happen in the future.
I thought, didn't you say he creates worlds from that, or am I...
And by the way, the last page in that book at the time of the mobile game was like, darkness wins, right?
Yeah. It said the world would get destroyed in darkness.
Not if we have anything to say about it.
Well, so Maleficent, as she's being killed in Kingdom Hearts 1, as her Heartless is being defeated, she decides to time travel back in time, I guess, to get the Book of Prophecies.
Yeah.
Because
and
she
when
knows
she gets
about
there,
her.
She's like...
It turns out she doesn't manage to time travel back to the real... what is it called?
Real Enchanted Dominion. She travels to the one that's the data world of Union Key.
How?
Yeah, because remember, they go to the data versions of the future worlds, remember?
How does she go... Yeah, but how does she time travel back to that data?
Because
that's all that exists. The world's destroyed in the Keyblade War.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's centered to the data version?
So it's centered to the data version of it that they use to gather light.
God.
And which means she's trapped there, because...
She can't leave the data world, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She then meets a character that is completely pitch black in a cloak, I think.
Of course.
He's literally a shadow, but his silhouette, like he has no physical appearance. His physical appearance is a silhouette of like a black cloak.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
But there's no details on it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And he calls him
a black cloak, but he's just if you were like in a Kingdom Hearts 3 game, he'd just be made of darkness.
Yeah.
And that character is a man known as Darkness.
Yeah, he calls himself Darkness. His name is Darkness.
Okay. He's wearing an organization hood?
He's wearing,
it's like a silhouette.
He's not wearing one in the sense that he's actually wearing one. He's wearing one in the sense that that's what his form is.
Okay.
He just looks, but he's like paint bucket black.
Do we know who that? Do you know who that is, or am I not supposed to know yet?
We just told you he's Darkness.
He is literally Darkness.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Basically what he does is he says like, oh, I know how you can get out of here and shit, and like, so, what basically happens, is what needs to happen to her is she needs to get out of the data world, and then she needs to travel to the future after that to escape.
And this is where we learn how you can travel to the future.
Yeah, it turns out you can travel to the future by. Do you remember that thing in that cutscene that they put Kyrie in, like that teleporter?
Oh,
that big computer thing.
Yeah. The Halo, the Spartan pod.
Yeah, and it's also a random battle room in Kingdom Hearts 1 final area for no fucking reason.
Sure.
Yeah. It's called Anarch or the Ark?
I forget if
the Ark to the Future.
The Ark or the lifeboat.
I don't know.
One of the it's either the lifeboat or the Ark. I forget what it's called.
Basically, because the data Daybreak Town is identical to the regular one, if you that Ark, that machine is in the castle at Daybreak Town. If you're in the data world and get inside it, it takes you to the regular world. If you're in the regular world and get inside it, it teleports you somewhere in the future.
Is it the same machine that Kyrie was in?
It's a replica for Kyrie, I think.
But
So,
that
we're not
machine
sure
sent her in.
exactly how, but Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, or Xehanort somehow remade it. That still hasn't been explained how they knew how to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But point
But one of
is,
them made it.
the point is, just to wrap that up.
Wait, how did young Xehanort go to the future then? Did he did he just figure it out?
No, because in Kingdom Hearts Key they explain how you can time travel in the future.
By going into that pod.
No, there's other ways to do it.
And
the way to time travel in the future. I don't actually know how he does it per se, because he doesn't have the arc to do it, unless he is doing it through the arc.
Am I not supposed to know that yet, or do you guys know?
But what he...
You don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. All we know is that to time travel to the future, you need two things. A vessel for you to inhabit. And...
I don't think it was straight up a vessel. I think it was like a medium.
Yeah, not a body for you to inhabit.
Okay.
And someone to remember you. So do you remember how at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, how that the Raven brings Maleficent's cloak there?
Yes, in Yensid's tower.
Don't remember her name. Don't remember her name.
Yes.
What?
That's Nomura retconning that. That's how she time traveled back to the future, because the fairies remembered her name and that cloak was there, which is
the green cloak.
There you go, Josh. There's the answer you've been wanting.
That's how. And we learned that.
Because the fairies remembered her.
January of this year.
She came back to life because she never died. She came back to life because she never died. Instead, she time traveled back to the past, used an arc to get out of a data world to go, and then another one to go to the future, and used the cloak and the fact that the fairies remembered her to come back to life. Cool, isn't it?
He just flipped over a chair or a table.
Okay, good.
A table that had my wallet on it also.
Oh no, your wallet.
My poor wallet.
So, otherwise,
I'm mad.
Did we just explain the whole mobile game?
What?
Should we just finish it?
We could. We might as well. It has no bearing on 3, really.
Okay. So then, around the time 3 came out, was like when they were learning all this stuff about the data world.
Yeah, like they found out they were in a data world and shit.
Okay.
So there's like some data logs in Kingdom Hearts 3, like bring up a mention of a character who's going to be a virus in the system and like
rewrite the program of the fact that darkness wins.
This person, by the way, is Brain. But,
program? What program?
He's just speaking like an idiot.
Like it's speaking like it's computers because.
Was the Book of Prophecies put into a computer?
Because, for some reason.
Don't spoil
they were,
3 at all.
Syncing this up with 3, but it doesn't make any sense because it has nothing to do with the bearing of the plot of 3.
Yeah.
Like they want you to maybe think that this stuff is gonna happen in 3 at the same time. But spoilers, it doesn't.
Okay.
The Keyblade, like the key stuff, has no bearing on 3's plot.
Super weird. I took that as they're setting it up for 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just dropped it.
Well,
no, it's setting up for 4. We know who the villain of 4 is going to be.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mom?
It sucks.
Yeah, he's going to be the villain of 4.
Well, hang on. So, let's get back to the Dandelion Union leaders.
Okay, so. They decide...
I have no idea what you said before this, by the way, about the prophecy book and the data or whatever. I have no idea what you were talking about.
Doesn't matter much.
So at the end of the mobile game is all the characters are like, okay, so the Master made a digital world. Why did the Master put us in a digital world instead of just having us go back to the real world after the war? And it turns out because... The whole reason is because since the beginning, since the Master was a child... He's had one goal, and that's to destroy darkness.
Sick. Okay.
The concept of darkness. Because the concept of darkness used to be a real thing, like a person.
Oh, darkness, my boy. Yeah, so that guy. Okay.
It then decided, darkness itself decided, wait a minute, it's easier to spread darkness
to humans and sentient life
if I become a concept.
Instead of a force, instead of like a being.
Person, a real person.
Okay.
So
it turned itself into the concept of darkness.
So darkness is like an omniscient entity. of some sort.
So the way he claims it happened was originally like humans and people were at war with just like darkness, but darkness was like
a person.
Oh no! It was a bunch of people. It was like a
bunch of people.
It was like, well, I wouldn't even say people. Like it might just be monsters. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Eventually, that darkness decided it was easier to spread
by infecting people and being a concept instead.
Right.
So it gave up its physical form so it could infect humans.
Okay.
Eventually, some of that darkness decides, actually, being physical is cool. And those become the 13 darknesses.
Yes.
What?
They become like the 13.
Not the same 13 darknesses from
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Kingdom Hearts 3 Keyblade War.
Not the same.
We're talking about like true darkness itself.
Like the entire concept of darkness in the multiverse of Kingdom Hearts at this point is the concept of darkness and 13 chunks of it that broke off and became physical again.
Okay.
And that has nothing to do with the real Organization 13.
No. So the Master of Masters made...
It's just a coincidence that they're both 13.
No, well, not a coincidence. It's because Nomura's a hack. So the Master made the data world so that they would be stuck here because they can't leave either.
The darknesses.
Yeah, the darknesses can't leave the digital world. And his plan was that then he would get.
I think he's outside.
So you can't kill this dark. You can't kill the darkness like this. It needs to be attached. It needs to. It may not be part of the herd anymore, but it can't be destroyed unless it's bound to a physical form.
Okay.
Darkness.
Yes.
Don't we need darkness?
His plan was. So you remember how we got all the
Light,
foretellers to go crazy and like, oh, one of us must be a traitor, one of us is evil. We gotta find the sussy one.
Yeah.
He did that on purpose so that they would start feeling negative emotions, so the darkness would be like, I can meld with them.
Why is he trying to... I thought his whole goal was to destroy darkness.
Yes, but
well, with the intention of if they meld with us, we can kill ourselves, basically.
Yeah, kill ourselves, and that would kill them.
Wait, say that again?
He's like, if we get angry and sad and mad, then the 13 darknesses will be like, ooh, those people are cool. Infect them and be bound to them physically, and then they could like die.
That was the Master of Masters' initial intent.
The Master's plan is actually that. Yes.
Okay.
Basically, at this point, as far as we know currently,
so
yes.
The traitor was the Master of Masters.
Right. So there wasn't actually a traitor.
He just spread that information to make them all angry at each other and make them attractive to the darkness.
You remember how there's the 5 foretellers?
Yeah.
And
Lucio,
the 6th foreteller, and himself. He said, "Okay, we're gonna find the 7 strongest of those 13, and bound them to us."
Okay.
So the
7
Master's
what?
plan involves him getting himself murdered. I just want to.
Yeah.
He's gonna find the 7 light and 13 darknesses.
No. So there's those 13 pieces of darkness. Those like 13 true, actual, real pieces of darkness. He said, we're gonna take the 7 strongest of those 13, and bind them to himself, Lucio, and the 5 other foretellers.
Has nothing to do with the 7 lights.
Because we can handle it. Yeah, we won't be just like turned to darkness if we do it.
It has nothing to do with the 7 lights.
No.
And then he was gonna bound the other 6. No, he was gonna bound 5 of the other 6 to the new foretellers.
To the 5 new Union leaders, which is Skull, Ephemer, Brain, Laurium, and Ventus.
Do you keep saying... Wait, hold on. Do you keep saying Brain or Braid?
Brain.
There's a character named Brain.
Yeah.
That's literally, isn't it, Brain?
He's very smart.
Alright. Alright. Glad we cleared that up. Alright, continue.
So yeah, so 7 of them going to the original foretellers, 5 of them going to the new Union leaders from the Dandelions, and the last one...
just stay behind in the digital
This is
world,
so boring, by the way.
Yeah.
This isn't even like confusing and funny. This is just so boring to listen to.
I know, but you gotta wait. You gotta get. It's gonna get good.
Like, I feel like I'm back at school.
It's gonna get good.
Yeah. So and the 13th darkness would stay behind in the digital twilight, digital Daybreak Town.
And then they were just gonna destroy that.
And then once all of them leave digital Daybreak Town, which was supposed to happen, digital Daybreak Town would just get destroyed, and that darkness would be destroyed with it.
Okay.
So that was the plan. Now what actually happened?
Since Maleficent, that one darkness helped Maleficent, it escaped to the real world.
Like along with her.
Along with her.
That was the digital one?
Oh no, so yeah. So the one of them.
There's
was
a
in the
digital darkness
daybreak.
and a physical darkness.
There's one of the 13 darknesses.
One of them was trapped in the. Actually, were they all trapped in the digital world?
They're all trapped in the digital world at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, 7 of them are not. 7 of them are with the Lushu.
So seven of the 13. Yeah.
7 of the 13 are with the old Keyblade Masters, wherever the hell they went off to. Because we still don't really know what happened to them.
They just kind of disappeared and made way for the new foretellers?
Yes. And we do know that they're going to show up in the next main series Kingdom Hearts game, whenever that happens.
Okay.
But we don't really know the specifics beyond that.
So that's 7 accounted for. The other 6 got trapped in the digital Daybreak Town along with the Dandelions.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
one of them finds Maleficent and uses her to get out of the digital one. And then he's like, okay, thanks, Maleficent. You go back to the future now. I'm going to stick around in the real world here in this time.
Well, I thought the real world was destroyed.
What?
Or the Daybreak Town was destroyed.
No, not Daybreak Town. Like the real.
Everything else is gone.
Like the real world.
The world is rebuilding.
Okay. How did it get destroyed again?
What?
The Keyblade War.
Oh, this is okay. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that's a big war.
Yeah. So that one darkness getting out. What does he then? What does it do then?
Nothing.
Yeah, it gets out. Yeah. Then there are 5 more in there.
One of them.
Meanwhile, the new Dandelion Fort Union leaders are trying to figure out how to get out and what's going on. One of the darknesses decides to attach itself to Ventus because, quote, Ventus like invited it, like, you know, he was susceptible to it or some shit.
And at this point, Ventus is one of the new 5 foretellers.
No, this is before he's one of them.
This is before that.
Okay.
This is like a flashback to during Key.
Yeah. So this darkness binds itself to Ventus.
Okay.
The darkness then takes control of Ventus and kills Laurium's sister, and says, "Now you can be the new Keyblade. You can be the new Union leader."
Okay.
And Ventus is like a child. He's like, so he doesn't really quite understand that he killed this lady. He just thinks he's a new foreteller.
Okay. Yeah, his mind gets like fucked up from it a little bit. He's like, oh, did I? He's like, oh, what happened? You know, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that he did it.
He just thinks he is one of the new Union leaders. He doesn't realize that it was.
Okay, so Ventus, who's really fucking old, got like tempted by this darkness.
No, let him keep talking.
Yeah. So basically, darkness goes in him, and uses his body to kill Strelitzia, and then Ventus just sort of doesn't realize he did that and becomes one of the Union leaders.
Okay.
Laurium, eventually they all figure that out. Laurium gets really pissed, obviously.
Almost murders Ventus, but they all stop him.
Yeah.
And then darkness makes.
By the way, she's not a Union leader, but she is one of the Dandelions. Elrena.
Yes.
One of, I guess, Laurium's friend, just randomly.
Yeah, a friend of Laurium.
What are the Dandelions' goals again? What's their aim?
They were just rebuild the world after the Keyblade War.
Okay.
So, Elrena is just Laurium's friend. She's also a Dandelion, but it's obviously Larxian.
Wait, the Keyblade War started because the 5 leaders, the Union leaders, got into a fight, right? Is that what?
Well, not these ones, the original ones.
The original 5, not these. Yeah.
That's what I meant. They got into a fight and
because the Master of Masters told them one of them was a traitor, but none of them were.
Yep, got it.
Oh, the original Keyblade War was a clash between the Keyblade houses or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to see that.
So,
game.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So eventually,
It wasn't very good.
So and you have to remember, by the way, that the main character, your custom OC, is a part of this the whole time too.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
You're not a leader or anything. You just help everyone out.
You're just friends. You're just a friend of one of them, so you just kind of help them.
So Lyrium, who's Larxian.
So around this time that Ventus is revealed to have killed Strelitzia on accident. The Darknesses emerge themselves and announce their big plan. They're like, yeah, we're going to take over the world.
But these are the 5 Darknesses that are still in the digital world with them.
Okay.
Because one of them did get out, remember?
And you guys are like, we're not going to let that happen.
What about the original 7 are just like...
They're in the bodies of the Master of Masters, Lucio, in the original 5.
Oh, so the fact that there's 13,
wherever they are,
the fact that there's 13 of them still has no bearing on the 13 real organization members.
So here's the thing, Josh. It has nothing to do with the 13 real organization members, but it sure as hell is probably going to have something to do with the 13 realer organization members in Kingdom Hearts 4, if we assume correctly.
Yeah.
They might be connected, like they might be like reincarnations. I don't know.
No, fuck no.
Okay.
I think Nomura can't come up with a new idea, so he's gonna do another Keyblade War with like the realer darkness.
God,
I genuinely think that's what's gonna happen.
The fucking realer darkness.
I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah, so the 5 darknesses that are still in the data world with them show up and they're like, ooh, we're scary. I think 2 of the Union leaders managed to get out of the data world to see what's going on, and they're like, oh, the world's fucked.
Yeah, so then they're like, the digital world is falling apart for some reason. I don't remember why. So then they're like, okay, we gotta start sending ourselves back to the real world. So I think in the first batch they send
Elrena,
and
Ventus, I thought.
Ventus and I think Marluxia. I think Brain, Ephemer, Skuld,
and main
stay behind. And your characters stay behind to fight the darknesses while everyone else gets back to the real world.
The darknesses, by the way, being a hive mind, they're supposed to know what each of them knows and thinks.
Okay.
Which is really funny.
Yeah, so in the digital world, it ends up with just your character, Ephemer, and Skuld left.
Okay.
And they're like, we're gonna fight the darkness. So you fight the darkness, and then Ephemer's like, okay, we gotta get you guys out of here. I'm gonna stay behind while we destroy the data world.
Oh, and by the way,
the real world.
To travel between worlds in the data world, you use like your fucking... No, to get to Wreck-It Ralph and shit.
Oh. You know how there's Corridor of Darknesses?
Yeah.
Like the one portals that you use in 2.
Digital world, they're not Corridor of Darknesses. I forget what they're called.
They're like data corridors. They basically...
They're called cables.
Yeah, they basically... Do you remember the trains that they ride in Wreck-It Ralph to get to other games?
No.
No.
I haven't seen that.
Like they literally ride through the electric cables to get to... It's stupid. It looks like that. It's fucking stupid. So you open up those to get to different worlds within the data world.
Okay.
So eventually your character... So once your character hears that Ephemer is like, I'm going to stay behind so you guys can get out, even though that would result in him being killed because the world's going to be destroyed, your character pretends to be controlled by the darkness so that they'll leave you behind.
How the darkness falls for it, we don't know, because they're supposed to be a hive mind. The darkness is like, yes, good, we've taken control of you, even though they should know that they haven't.
Yes, you let them escape to the real world. You fight Ephemer and Skuld. This is the final mission of the game. You fight Ephemer and Skuld, and then once you beat them, Ephemer's like, my friend is corrupted, I have to get rid of him, and he opens up one of those gates. Literally on you. He shoots you with like the Keyblade and teleports you to one of those little gates. And then the darknesses are like, perfect! We're in one of these gates, now we can spread to every world in the digital world. And then your character's like, nah, I was just faking it. And then you lock the gate, literally keeping yourself trapped between worlds.
With the darknesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all like, no.
Yeah, so one of them escaped with Maleficent to the real world, and the other 5 are now trapped in a cable with you.
One is still in Ventus.
Oh yes, and one is still in Ventus.
And the other 7 are with the
7 with the originals, 1 in the real world, 1 in Ventus, and the other 4 are with you in the cable.
And they're all evil, all bad.
They're all with you in the cable. And then after that, Ephemer and Skuld go to the real world. All the Union leaders and Elrena are now in the real world.
Yep.
And then the digital world gets literally destroyed. Like, it...
Let's save the bombshell from that for the end.
I guess it unplugs. Whatever happens, the digital world is destroyed.
You know what I'm talking about, Will. Let's save that fun part for the end.
Wait, okay. one question. We don't know why Ventus is there?
We're almost done.
We're going to explain how Ventus gets to the future now. So now in the real world, they're with the real arc.
The real arc.
How it worked when Maleficent used it. For it to work, you can only time travel it takes you to the future. It would take you to the future if there's a body for you to inhabit and someone to remember you.
Okay.
And all of the characters go through this, but one. And that character is so everyone.
Oh, and so they somehow I don't fucking know how Ventus.
No,
like, I don't know where the body is.
There's another detail we're not explaining yet. So literally everyone is sent to the future, which is how Ventus is in Birth by Sleep. Marluxia and Larxene are in Chain of Memories.
But you said they need a body to inhabit?
They need, yes.
So where are they getting the bodies?
Now, how did the body get there?
It
Now,
was their bodies.
There's another thing we haven't really mentioned yet. While Brain is messing around with the computers and trying to figure all this shit out, he's confronted by Lucio.
Who's still just a hooded man at this point.
Yes. Lucio basically explains this whole thing to him.
Okay.
About, like, yeah,
What's
this is what's
happening?
going to happen. The world's going to get destroyed. And we're not really sure what happens between Lucio and Brain. But I'm pretty sure that Lucio
They make
and
a
Brain
deal
make a deal of some sort.
where Lucio will leave, like, I guess.
Lucio will, like, because Lucio is going to keep on living. Lucio will not die. Lucio's going to be like, I have to travel with the Keyblade to the future, as my master wants me to. So I'm pretty sure Lucio is going to be the person to carry on the memory of all these people. And I guess he's the one that leaves bodies for them to inhabit.
Probably, like, replicas or something. Like, I don't know.
Okay. I was gonna
Don't know
say,
the
like,
details.
what else could it be? But also, who's gonna remember Ventus in the future, because he doesn't exist yet?
As you just said, Brain made a deal with Lucio. Lucio is like, we're not going to tell you how, but, you know, Lucio guaranteed is going to survive.
Okay, I just made a connection that I can't say out loud.
Yes. So Brain makes a deal with him, like, hey, remember all of them for me, and as you continue through your life and through your time, leave bodies around for me so that they can go to the
That's what I think is what happened.
That's probably what happened.
This hasn't been. It really hasn't been explained how Ventus was able to time travel to the future. Just it showed the process of him doing it. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
And
They never
Marluxia and
explained where his body
Larxine's
came from
original
to remember
bodies ended up doing that too.
That's just how we figure it happens. So, and the last fun part.
No. There's still a little more left.
Oh, okay.
So then, after this, Brain is like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna.
Who's Brain again? He's a union leader?
Yeah, he's just one of the guys.
He's one of the new union leaders
Brain, by the
after...
way- another minor detail about
Keyblade
Brain we
War.
forgot to mention. He's Master Ericus's ancestor.
Who is?
Brain.
Okay.
He literally looks like young Ericus from Kingdom Hearts, from the intro to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right.
And he even has the Master Defender, which is
The
Ericus's
Keyblade? Okay.
Are Keyblades just, like...
Passed down?
Passed down through
Some
blood?
of them? Some of them?
Keyblades are passed down.
Not through blood. They're just passed down.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like you just pass them down.
Yeah. So.
And then the two characters I guess there's two specific characters where they end up. We need to point out.
Well, first of all,
Emmer, I don't
Ventus
think-
shows up. Well, let's just go through all of them.
Yeah, Ventus shows up in the Keyblade graveyard.
Where Xehanort eventually finds them and does his shit.
Okay.
Elena and Marluxia doesn't really say. It just shows them in like a mountain area.
Yeah, they
That's
just
what
show
we
up
use.
somewhere, then eventually they become nobodies or some shit.
It doesn't show where Skull ends up. But due to like some stuff that I'm not really a spoiler per se, because you're not gonna like read the fucking data logs. I think she ends up in Hollow Bastion.
Who?
Skuld. The girl.
One of the union leaders.
Okay.
One of the union leaders.
Oh, so all the union leaders get sent
We still
to the-
don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ephemer doesn't seem to time travel. He just ends up at the ruins of Daybreak Town.
And
like,
these are
literally
these
floating
are
in
the
water.
Dandelions. They're the new union leaders, right?
Yes.
Okay. After the Keyblade War, I just
Yeah.
Ephemer ends up outside of like Daybreak, outside of
Okay.
Daybreak Town right after the war. And Brain ends up in Scala and Kylo.
Well, let's just say so. Ephemer then starts to rebuild,
Rebuilds Daybreak Town as Scala and Kylum.
which is like a new place. And when Brain travels to the future, he ends up in Scala in the future. Like
Scala's a
Ephemer's
place
dead.
to-
It's been a long
Okay.
time, but he's there.
I'm not gonna remember all these people by name.
Yeah,
but
you
I'll-
don't have to
I'll
right
remember them as like a group.
Hopefully, Nomura will make another movie, and nobody will have to do that.
Hopefully, yeah.
What?
No, nothing.
Okay. And now we saved the best for last. Oh, well, one other quick thing. There was also Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, which was basically like, fucking Xehanort in school, young Xehanort in school. I didn't play it.
Eventually,
I don't care.
the mobile game. Yeah, so the mobile game added another game to it, in which you just play as Xehanort as he's learning how to wield the Keyblade.
Xehanort DLC.
It's got like 2 chapters in, and the plot hasn't really got anywhere, so there's not really much to say about it. Other than, for some reason, all of Xehanort's classmates are named after Norse myth. Like, his master's a guy named Odin.
It's fucking weird. Anyway, doesn't matter. I have to go also, so I want to be here for this.
Yes. So then the big bombshell is, so in the digital world, back to the digital world.
So everyone else time traveled away. You're stuck in a cable with the darknesses. Your character's stuck
All
in.
the other dandelions are stuck in this digital world. So
Yes.
literally every character is about to literally die. They die.
Yeah,
The world
yourself, all of the dandelions except for the union leaders and yourself. No, sorry. Sorry. All the dandelions, including yourself, are stuck in the digital world. You in particular are stuck in a cable with 4 darknesses, and the union leaders have escaped.
Yes.
So now the world is being destroyed and everyone is actually dying. Like, not Kingdom Hearts dying. I mean, like, they're fucking dead.
Okay.
And then, you know how everyone has a Charithi that's supposed to protect
Yeah,
them?
they all have that little dream.
Yeah. The cat with the cape.
Charithi gives you an option. The option is either reincarnate,
like actually reincarnate,
or go to sleep forever.
Yeah, no. It was reincarnate, like actually die and reincarnate, or like fuse with your Charithi, and like and sleep until hopefully someone can save you.
What kind of choice is that? Why wouldn't you just reincarnate?
If they choose the sleep option, they just become a Dream Eater.
Yeah, so all of the Dream Eaters from 3D are like eternally sleeping Keyblade wielders.
Okay.
That have fused with their Charithis.
Wait, all the Keyblade wielders in
all of the so to clarify, the Keyblade graveyard and all of those Keyblades there are from the Keyblade wielders that died in the first Keyblade War.
Yeah.
Right.
All of the Dream Eaters, the Pokemon from 3D, are all of the dandelions that didn't escape.
Don't know if it's necessarily that, or it's just.
I don't know if it's all of them or just most of them.
The dandelions. Okay. They're the ones that are trying to repair the world after the Keyblade War.
Or if the implication is that if your world gets destroyed, you turn into a Dream Eater. It's not really clear. But anyway, your character
says nah.
Your character. Just gonna tell you what he chooses. Your character chooses reincarnate. He chooses reincarnate after he has some visions of his next life.
Oh no.
Do you want to know who that next life is?
Mickey.
Xehanort.
Okay.
Oh, wait, that's your created character from the mobile game.
Your OC reincarnates into Xehanort.
Your OC.
Yeah.
So what sense does that make?
It fucking doesn't. Hopefully it'll make a little more sense when you play 3, but it really doesn't.
Why would he want to reincarnate then?
Or else be stuck in an endless dream.
Yeah.
So he dies and he gets reincarnated as Xehanort.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the mobile game.
And then the mobile game has one more scene where it shows Lucio walking across the desert.
I'm sorry, wait, pause real quick.
What?
A stray cat just entered my backyard.
Okay.
What the
Then the
fuck?
mobile game has one more scene of Lucio.
Wait a minute.
No, I have to go. Let's finish this.
There's a... Okay.
Lucio has one more scene of walking across the desert with that box the master gave him, and then he takes off his hood, and it's Brain.
Okay.
Wait, Lucio's Brain?
Like Lucio took control of Brain. Like how Master Xehanort would do. I'm pretty sure this is part of his deal, where he's like, I'm gonna temporarily use your body to travel, and then I'll give it back. Because Brain does wake up on his own later.
Okay. So, question, the 5 original Union members, they were all loyal to this mom, right?
Yeah, they were they were like his disciples, right?
They were his apprentices, yeah.
But then Lucio was also another apprentice, but he wasn't a Union leader.
Yes.
Lucio was one, but he was deemed like...
He wasn't... Yeah, he was not a Union leader.
Okay, and... Okay, so how did... Wait, I'm sorry, just one last question. How did the 6 of the 7 darknesses get trapped but the like who trapped them in the data world? Like how did that happen? I forgot.
I guess Master of Masters.
So when the world got destroyed, the Master of Everything was put in the digital world.
Okay.
Because the real world was temporarily.
He got 6 of the darkness, but the 7 managed to get away.
He already fused 7.
Okay, I got it. And then one of them. Okay, I understand.
And then 2 of them end up escaping. 2 of those 6 end up escaping. 1 in Ventus, 1 with Marluxia.
Okay.
Not Marluxia.
All right.
Maleficent.
Maleficent, right?
It's not like in her or anything.
That's just a cutscene. Do you play as Maleficent?
No.
No,
Okay.
you just see so the mobile game is like mission based, and whenever you complete a mission, there's like a cutscene, and that's like it was showed through cutscenes in the updates.
Okay.
And then I guess lastly before I go, I was just gonna say, beyond that, Melody of Memory is the fucking rhythm game, which everything that Joey showed is all we can tell you until you play 3.
Yeah, because it does take place after 3, the mobile game.
Yeah.
Or
That's
not
right,
mobile,
yeah.
Memory.
Okay.
That's it. If you need a refresher when it's actually relevant to the plot, we'll tell you.
Yeah, and then I mean,
We're probably gonna need it.
Probably gonna need more questions I can answer.